is closer than you think. It's not a tournament. It's what you don't see on TV. The cash is real. The stakes are high. They bet big. They win big. They lose big. High stakes live action poker. Live at the bike. Watch it live on the web or play it if you dare at the Bicycle Casino right here in Los Angeles.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Live at the Bike, brought to you by the Bicycle Casino in Los Angeles, California, the first and only webcast of real action cash game poker. My name is Bart Hansen. It's Wednesday, and we're going to be playing, I believe right now it is a 10-20 no-limit game with a $1,000 minimum. But there's a lot of money on the table. It's going to play pretty much just like our 20-40 game. And hopefully in here in the first half an hour, I'll have former basketball player Chris Mills, maybe even comedian Kevin Hart come in the booth, do a little bit of guest commentating with me. Just got word, I got a text message from David Tuckman 2 minutes ago. He was knocked out of the pot limit tournament in Vegas today by Joseph Hashem. Dave lost his pocket queens to 10-7, and he was knocked out. So unfortunately for Dave, he is out of there. Well, let's get this thing rolling. Let's start off by introducing the table. And there's a big pot here right off the bat. It looked like Mike flopped basically the nut straight with a flush draw, and it looks like he busted Mo right off the bat, hand before we went on. So let's get into it. Let's introduce the table right there. Of course, that's Corporation Mom in seat number 1. That is Trish. Seat number 2, we've got Mike H. He's been on the show, I think, a couple of times before, not necessarily played at this level. Seat number 3, familiar to Live at the Bike, that is Alex. Pretty solid player, except sometimes when he has a tendency to tilt. Seat number 4, there's Corporation Mike. Again, he just flopped. He had ace-10 of hearts on a king-queen-jack with 2 hearts board. Seat number 5, we have a new player, Chris. Seat number 6, of course, the ever-lovable Ed. Seat number 7, Live at the Bike staple, Barry Woods. And seat number 8, we've got the host of the game, Mo. And seat number 9, Mr. Tight Solid over there, that's Kenny Wynn. So we are playing 10-20, no limit hold'em here. Brown chips are $10 chips, white chips are $100 chips. Mike has raised it up here to 80 with Jack-9 offsuit, and Ed is called over there with seat 6 with ace-9, so Ed has got Mike dominated here. About $180 pot to the flop, king-10-10. Misses both players. Mike checks, and looks like Ed checks. Well, the turn is a jack, and now Mike has outturned Ed. Now, Ed has got a straight draw to the queen, and he has that 9-high flush draw. Mike's going to bet 100. I don't know if Ed's going to go anywhere here. Ed makes the call. And the river is a 3. Mike checks, and looks like Ed is going to turn over ace-high, and Mike is going to win it here with the pair of jacks. So as always, the first half an hour of the show will be totally free. If you are an archive subscriber, you can watch the remaining 2.5 hours of the show. If you're not an archive subscriber, you can click on the on-demand banner in the upper left-hand corner of your screen. At $14.95 a month gets you access to every show we've ever done in the archives, plus it gets you access to the entire stream for free. I want to go over a couple of things that people are confused about. After a half an hour of this show is done tonight, if you're not an archive subscriber, will be reverted back to the replay from last night. Then the replay of the show, the first half an hour, will start 1 hour after the show concludes, all the way up until tomorrow at 6 p.m. Pacific time. If anybody is an archive subscriber and is having difficulty logging in or accessing the archives, please individually email us at live@thebike.com. And if anybody sees any questions regarding people on the thread, about problems in their archive subscribers, tell them to email us at live@thebike.com, and we will handle it, because sometimes with this technology, you need to resolve it with case-by-case basis. Limped around here. Looks like there's a 5-way action here, so it's a $100 pot. Kenny Wynn is going to come out and bet here with top pair. He's got queen jack, and look at this. Trisha's going to slow play. She's got queen 5, top and bottom, just a call here. It is a rainbow board. Now, Mikey's got a gut shot to the 7. He overcalls. Seat number 5, Chris is going to call it with a gut shot to the jack. And look at this. Everybody else is coming behind. Boy, I'm sure Trish wished she had raised right now. This pot is quickly $600. Trish slow playing the queen 5. How many safeguards can she see here on the turn? Well, the turn is a 7 here, and that gives Mike the gut shot. Trish slow played the queen 5, and Mike has the goods right now. He has got, basically, he has the nuts in seat 4. It's a $600 pot. Kenny fired out with queen jack. Is he going to come and bet again here? Everybody called him. And it looks like Kenny is going to fire out again. It's a $600 pot. He's going to throw out a $270 bet. And now is Trish going to raise? Now here comes the interesting thing here. Trish here is going to raise to 570. Now Mike sometimes does not play hard against his mom, but look at the board. He's been smoked before by slow playing against his mom. I think he really needs to pop it up here and maybe take it down right now. He is extremely vulnerable. Now, nobody has clubs, but there are a couple of other gut shots. A jack would kill Mike's hand. Also, a 10 would kill Mike's hand. Two players would have higher straights if they call, if Mike chooses just to call here. A bet by Kenny and a raise. The pot now is $1,300, $550 for Mike to call. And he is going to raise. He is going to raise it up right now. He's going to make it $1,500 here. He has hit the gut shot on the turn. Trish did not raise with queen 5 and really cost herself this pot. I think it's an easy lay down here for Kenny Wynn with one pair. And you wonder if Trish is going to call and they're going to check it down. Sometimes they do that between Trish and her son. Kenny is somewhat on the short stack here.
Francois, behind the bar.
And, he knows that Mike is capable of making a move, but he's not going to get involved. And now what is Trish going to do? And Trish looks like she's going to lay it down here. And she lays it down, and Mike shows the 6-8. And the river there is a 7, no help. And Mike takes it down there with the straight. Just won 2 big hands, one against Mo, now one against his mom. As always, you can email us at liveatthebike.com. Questions, comments, suggestions, always appreciated. Button moves over here to seat 9. As always, you can also follow a live thread started on the internet by going to 2plus2.com, spelled out. Click on forums. Televised poker, official Live at the Bike thread for July 19th. And shortly, we hope to have Chris Mills come in the booth for a little bit, former NBA basketball player. I think he played for the Cavs and the Warriors, and he might have had a year in there with the Knicks, if I remember correctly, in the late 90s.
That's what I was scared of. There's a lot of draws out there. I mean, someone has queen jack of clubs. It's great. 220 total. I don't want to lose it. I don't want to lose it. Here if you want the bottle.
Yeah. I asked her for a bottle.
Okay. Yeah, the opening wants the bottle. Thank you.
Now we're going to see a raise here by Mike, it looks like, with queen 8 offsuit. Now, was it raised by Barry or by Mike? It was actually raised by Barry, and Mike is going to call, and these two are going to go heads up all night long, and Barry flops a set. Very connected board. Mike's got a gut shot here to the 7. This could get really big, and Mike bets immediately. He bets 400 immediately. Barry's got the set. Mike has actually bet 500. He's bet over about a pot-sized bet here on the flop. It's a $1,000 pot, 500 to call. You know, sometimes you slow play set, but you wonder if Barry just calls here, if he might scare himself away. Might he raise right now? And he is just going to call, and he might get killed here. We'll see. Pot is now 1,500. Here we go to the turn. Mike needs a 7, and the turn's a 6, and Barry fills up. Well, Barry, I think you need to build the pot up a little bit here. I wouldn't like a check. Barry and Mike are both deep here. I understand maybe inducing a bluff, but why not bet and get Mike to call with a draw? And it looks like Barry's going to bet, and I love the bet here. Now, I wouldn't try to scare Mike away, but you got to understand that Barry and Mike are both deep here. And look at this. Barry's going to bet $1,200 into a $1,500 pot, and Mike calls drawing dead without a second thought. Pot is now $3,900. Will Mike go broke if he catches a 7? Here we go to the river, and the river is a 9, and Barry makes quads. That's going to save Mike here. Obviously, he's totally missed. Barry has the stone-cold nuts. He's made quads against Mike. It's about a $4,000 pot here. I love the bet by Barry on the turn. He gained himself an extra $1,200 by not checking that turn. Maybe he induces Mike to bet him to him on the river, but he's probably made more money than he would have if he checked the turn. And Barry looks like he is going to bet again. Now, the funny thing here is I have seen Mike check raise rivers here on missed draws when it doesn't make sense to Mike why Barry would bet here. But Mike is not going to get involved. Barry has bet $2,500 here. Did Mike have Queen 8? Oh, Mike had Queen 8 of spades. We had the cards up wrong. Mike had a flush draw and a gut shot to the 7. That's why he called on the turn. Flush draw and the gut shot to the 7. Queen 8 of spades there for Mike. Huge, huge draw. Wow, and Barry would have had all of Mike's money if a spade had come or a 7. Unbelievable. Huge, huge draw. And a nice bet there by Barry on the turn. Well, you wonder, with that big of a draw, if Barry had raised the flop, would he have made more money? Might Mike have come back over the top of him if Barry had raised the flop? Because Mike had Queen 8 of spades that hand.
$40 US.
Live straddle here by Mike.
Yeah, if you catch it, you're losing.
And look at this, pocket aces here for seat 5. He just limps in. Ed just limps in with pocket jacks. Everybody's waiting for Mike to raise. If he doesn't raise, how is this hand going to play out? And it just gets checked around here. I got to tell you, that might save Ed some money if he sees some overcards here. 6-way action. $240 pot and a set of jacks for Ed. Remember, aces did not raise pre-flop. Is he going to go bust with the overpair and the unraised pot here? And Mike is going to throw a little bet out with middle pair. He bets 200. Let's see if Chris is going to raise. He makes a mini raise to 400. And what is Ed going to do here with a set of jacks? Wow, big, big hands right off the bat here, live at the bike.
Oh, let's make it 1,000.
And Ed is going to re-raise it up to 1,000. And is Chris going to go anywhere? Remember, this pot is limped around. Barry Woods has got top pair. I'm sure he's going to easily muck this to the re-raise by Ed.
I do.
He does. Now, Mike is easily going to fold in. How is Chris? Is Chris going to continue on here? Is Chris going to go bust in a limped pot with aces? It looks like the answer is yes. He's coming back over the top. Ed's going to move all in, and we are going to see another $6,000 or $7,000 pot. I think that Chris has committed pretty much most of his stack here. He's going to have to call, and he makes the call. And Ed has got top set. Chris did not raise it. He's going to go broke unless he gets lucky in a limped pot here with aces. $6,000 pot. Here we go to the turn. Turn is a 4. Chris needs an ace and an ace only. And the river's a 5. And that's a nice pot there for Ed right off the bat here with 3 jacks. Wow.
Thank you.
And you know, the funny thing is, Mike just said, and I think it was right, the board there on that 9-10-6 board, Mike actually had a double gutter. He had a double gutter to the 7 and to the flush draw. Queen 8 of spades, double gut shot with the flush draw. And I got to tell you, if Barry had made a raise on the flop, all the money might have gone in. By Barry actually not raising the flop, he probably cost himself some money. I think Barry could have gotten Mike's entire stack there with Queen 8, with the Queen of spades. Unbelievable. And Barry chose to slow play the flop, but all the money might have gone in there. Double gut shot with the spade draw and an overcard for Mike on that hand.
You up for this game? 10-20. You're third up. If you want to in, you're third up.
And Chris is going to rebuy here for 1,000 more. It gets limped over here to the button. And Mike H is going to make it 90 here with Jack 8 off suit.
Also 2 big pots.
And he is going to take it down. So what a flop there for Mike. Again, we had the Queen of Clubs up there, but it was a flush draw with a double gut shot with the Queen 8. And again, you wonder if Barry could have won more in that hand. Again, you can email us at live@thebike.com. Questions, comments, suggestions, as always.
What happened to Alan?
Alan is first up.
Double gut shot for Mike. Wow, what an unbelievable hand. Button moves over here to seat 4.
Yeah. I made a bad call against you.
Barry's got pocket 9s here again. He chooses to limp in.
Make it 80.
And we're going to see a raise here to 80 by Mike H. with 10-6 of clubs. Chris is going to call with pocket 8s. Ed comes in with 10-4 of diamonds. And here we go, 4-way action. Circular $360 pot. Here we go. Pre-flop raiser is Mike H. in position. Well, King 7 here. Now, Ed has flopped a flush draw, dry flush draw. Barry's got second pair to the board. Chris has 2 pair as well, and Mike H is totally whiffed here on this flop. Now, Barry did not bet with 9s, and it gets checked around here. And the turn is another 7, and Barry is still good here with 9s. Now, you wonder if Chris is going to come out and bet with 8s. He does not. And it's checked over again here, looks like, to Mike H. Is he going to take a shot at it now? Nope. Checked around once again.
Yes.
And the river is a diamond. And Ed gets there. He gets a free ride, and he makes the flush at the end. He's going to throw a $200 bet out here. Barry's going to call. And I assume that means that Mike H. and Chris cannot overcall here. And Ed's going to take it down here with the flush. So 2 hands right off the bat here for Ed. And again, I made a promise to Barry that I wouldn't be too hard on him. But the more and more I think about that hand with the Queen 8, Barry might have had all of Mike's money. And I know Barry likes to play this game to try to beat Mike. And I think he really kind of slow played it. He could have made a lot more.
I was thinking and contemplating, can you...
A lot more on that hand against Mike. He flopped a huge draw.
I came to the conclusion that yes, you can.
Button moves here to seat 5. Again, we are here live at the bike. We stream live webcasts every Monday through Friday from 7 to 10 Pacific time. First half an hour of the show is free. If you want to watch the rest of the show, you can click on the on-demand banner and sign up for the archives.
You got 150 from me. That's 7s or jacks.
Limped around here.
7 player.
7-way action.
1, 2, 3. I'll make 1,500 bucks.
Here we go to the flop. Alex did not raise it with the ace-queen. Now, Trisha's got the nut flush draw here with overcards, and Barry's flopped 2 pair in the blind. Top and bottom here for Barry with 9 deuce. Let's see if he bets out here.
I'm a picking kind of guy.
And look at Ed. Ed has got a gut shot here to the 5. Well, Mike is going to come out and bet here. He's going to bet 140. Now, you wonder, Trisha's hand might be big enough to raise here. Let's see. Sometimes you might just want to call and maybe let smaller flush draws in behind you. She calls. And that looks like it's going to get everybody out of the hand. If Ed comes in, he's going to need to catch an offsuit 5 here. And Ed makes the call. Pot is now about $500 as we go to the turn. The turn is a deuce, and Barry fills up. And now Ed picks a flush draw up. Oh, and Barry checked it again. Boy, we're talking about dealing with deep stacks here, but he is actually going to induce. No, and Trish takes the card. And the river is the club, and Trish has got the nut flush, and Barry has a full house, and Ed makes the straight. Straight, full house, and flush here. And it looks like Barry is going to come out and bet.
Betting 700.
He's going to bet 700. Trish is staring down at the nut flush. She plays it a little bit conservative. Will she just call, though? It is a paired board, and she does just call.
Let's make it 2,000.
And Ed is going to check raise with the 3rd best hand. He's going to check raise with the straight. This is unbelievable. Now, if Barry calls, can Trish overcall with the flush? $700 bet here by Barry. A call by Trish. Ed now makes it 2,000 more. The pot is 4,000. 1,300 for Barry to call. Can Barry re-raise here? He basically has got deuces full of nines, and he is going to re-raise. And I got to tell you, against Ed, it smells like it might be a flush. I like the re-raise. He's going to make it 6,000. He's re-raising 4,000 more. And at this point, can Trish mock this hand? Oh, I can't believe. Well, she didn't take too much time with it, and she's going to call. I'm really surprised she didn't take more time thinking that through. And this pot is going to be gigantic. Now, Eddie's got a straight, but he's got to overcall two people. I mean, this is unbelievable here. I mean, the pot right now, 8,000 plus Trish's money, we'll call it another 210. It's a $15,000 pot, 4,000 for Ed to call. $15,000 pot, 4,000 here for Ed to call. Ed is check raised here with the third best hand, and I'm a little bit surprised that Trish didn't take too much time with that river call. She might not have that much left, but would Barry really re-raise the check raise without being able to beat the nut flush here on the river? And again, the action is back over to Ed. He can't beat a flush. He can't beat a full house. Is he going to make the $4,000 call here? He opened it up to the check raise on the river. And it looks like he's going to make the call. And Barry Woods is going to take down about a $19,000 pot. Look at him take the sip of alcohol there. He's going to win it with deuces full of nines.
Did you have flush?
Unbelievable. Wow.
How about you? Yeah. Flush?
I had the nut flush. What'd you have, Ed?
Straight.
That's what I got, straight. Straight, full house, and I had the nut flush.
What a hand. Full house, straight, nut flush. Unbelievable. And again, you know, Barry Woods, he wins a gigantic pot. I will again, though, question playing deep stacked if Barry could have built himself more of a pot up there by betting the turn. I don't think either player is going anywhere. $19,000 pot there by Barry Woods. In the blinds. It's nice to get that hand in the blind. Button moves over here to Ed, and Trish is going to rebuy. It looked like Trish maybe only had about 2,000 left. So, you know, she might have been getting something like 7 or 8 to 1 on the hand. And you wonder if she was deeper, if she would get rid of the nut flush there. You know, if you run the hand back in your head, Barry checked the turn, might it smell like maybe he filled up? And Trish is going to rebuy here for 3,000. Email here from Eric Wardenberg, and I'm assuming that I'm going to get a lot of these emails. Yes, Queen 8 of spades, as established. It was a flush draw with a double gut shot. Again, we didn't have the Queen of spades up there. We had it as a club, and I did not catch the Queen 8 being the double gut right off the bat there. Sometimes those are, you know, difficult to see.
What is it, 70?
Yeah. 70.
We got a $70 raise here.
Anytime he wants, I mean, he sit on the lead. Big blind special. How much? 50 more.
So we had a little $50 raise here by Mike H. over in seat 2. And we're going to see five-way action. It's a $250 pot. King 7 deuce here, a couple of hearts. Well, Mike the pre-flop raiser, he's hit top pair. See if he throws a nice little pot-sized bet out here with King 10.
350.
He's going to make 350 here.
Oh, he's coming. He would probably do that. Oh, okay.
And that's going to do it. He's going to take it down there. Again, the first half an hour of this show is free. If you want to watch the rest of this incredible show, click on the on-demand banner in the upper left-hand corner of your screen. $14.95 a month gets you access to every show we've ever done and allows you to watch the entire 3-hour stream. We replay the show 1 hour after the show concludes in the form of a half-an-hour sample. So you'll get the first half an hour of this show for free all the way up until 6 o'clock Pacific time tomorrow. And what a beginning that we've had so far. limp, limp, limp.
Jack 7 every hand.
Barry's going to limp. And we're going to see this 6 ways here. Queen 4 deuce on the flop. Looks like Mo's got Queen 7 here in the blind. He's going to come out and bet. Going to bet 100. Is Mike H going to get involved here with Queen 6? I mean, he's played it in mid position. Is this really the type of flop you're going to get involved with against Mo coming out and betting the blind? Looks like he's going to lay it down. It's a good lay down. And that's going to get it done. Well, wait a minute. What is Barry going to do? Is Barry going to make a move here? No, he's not. Pulling off the all Allen. Mo said he flopped 2 pair, but he actually had Queen 7 there. Button moves over here to seat 9 to Kenny Wynn. And boy, we're going to get a chip count in here coming soon. Looks like Barry's got, geez, he might have 20,000 in front of him right now. I mean, I don't know if we can pan over there because he's got his white chips stacked in 20 chip denominations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 14,000. Another stack right there is 16,000. Plus, we'll call it another maybe 2,000 more. He's got close to 18,000 there on the table. Limped around here 4 ways. Ace, King, 3 here. Mike H limped in here. Or he's in the blind with Ace, Jack. He's going to come out and lead.
It's been pretty uneventful, huh? Nobody's hit once.
And that's going to do it there, I'm sure. It does. So again, I just got word, I got a text right before the show that Dave Tuckman got knocked out by Joseph Hashem, Queen against 10-7. I would assume that that's probably up on the card player update somewhere. Maybe someone can send me a link. Or on Poker Wire, I'd assume, because he's playing against Hashem, that would probably be noted in the live updates log. Hopefully David would get more of a mention than just a seat number when you sometimes, when card player doesn't know the player, you know, they'll say Joseph Hashem knocked seat 3 out with 10-7 versus Queen.
Oh, yes.
Ed is going to raise it up here.
Oh, yes.
Raise it up with Ace-9 offsuit. And Mike is going to call with 10-8 here.
Where are your hands? Wait, where's my hand?
And Chris is in there as well. We need to see his cards in seat 5. So we got 3-way action here. Chris has got 8-6 of clubs. Well, Jack 6-5. Chris has got the best hand here. Gets checked over to Ed, and he's going to make a little continuation bet. He bets 100. Mike is totally missed. And Chris is going to check call here with the middle pair. Turn is a 10. Chris checks. And Ed is going to bet again. He's going to bet 200 now. And if you're Chris, what can you beat here? Ace Queen, Ace King. This time Ed brought it in for a raise with Ace 9. And that nice aggressive play is going to get Chris to lay it down. And Ed's going to take it down there. Button moves over here to C2 to Mike H. It is Wednesday whale night. We're playing 10-20 no limit hold'em. Now, oftentimes we'll play 20-40, but I got to tell you, with the amount of chips we've got on the table, this game might play bigger than a 20-40 game.
This much.
And Ed is going to raise it up here again. Second position, he's got King Jack offsuit. He's going to make it 200 to go. Mike H on the button's got an interesting hand. He's got Ace 10 of spades. He's going to make the call. Well, actually, he's going to re-raise it. And then I was going to say, you wonder what Alex is going to do with that kind of sucker hand out of position, Ace Queen. He's easily going to fold it now to the re-raise. Made it 400 more. You know, I don't necessarily know if re-raising Ed with a hand like Ace 10 is the right way to go. Because Ace 10 might not be good enough to do that. You know Ed isn't going anywhere. 7-7-4.
I don't even care what happens to
I mean, Ed isn't necessarily the type of guy I might want to isolate. I might just want to bet for value, hit a hand and bet for value.
But 500.
It's a $1,200 pot here.
No, 1,000 in.
1,000.
Yeah, that's right.
I check that.
2,000? Okay, 2,000. They're all in.
Ed has missed here, and look at this. Mike does not follow with the continuation bet. Well, the turn is a 3. A very peculiar play here by Mike H. And now Ed is going to come out and bet. Well, he's going to bet really weak. He bets 200 into a $1,400 pot. And a quick call here by Mike H. with ace high. Here we go to the river. Well, the river's a 3. And I don't think Mike H. is going anywhere now.
300.
He's going to bet 300, and I think Mike H. is going to call this. Although, you know, you wonder if Ed had a flush draw, did he get here on the river? But Mike H. beats him into the pot, getting maybe 7-1 on his money, and the ace is going to take it down there. And Mike H. is going to show the fact that he did re-raise there, an early position raiser with ace 10 of spades.
200, Michael. I don't accept $10 more.
Getting word that Chris Mills is going to be coming in the booth here momentarily.
Michael,
5 minutes.
give me 200. No.
Our card boy on 2+2 has said. Everybody caught that Ronnie made his inaugural post on 2+2 at the end of last night's thread. Here we go. Let's take a look at the first chip count. Wow, $47,000 on the table. Barry Woods with 17.5. Ed's got 7,200 now. And Chris in seat 5 on the short stack. Let's take a look at the differences.
Weiner, Berger.
Barry up a quick $11,000. Yeah, you know, I'm going to go so far as to say that I don't know if we put in Ed's loss to Barry there, because I do not believe he's up 2,200. Chris is down a quick $4,000. Mo's down $3,000. So is Trish.
Occasionally you find toxic.
Mo has brought it in here for an early position raise with Queen 10 of clubs. Brought in for 120. Pocket sixes is called. Ace King Alex on the button, and Mike is in there as well. Well, King 10-9 here. Well, Mo's got middle pair and a gut shot. Alex has got Ace King, though. Mo's going to bet 300. Let's see how Alex plays it. He's going to quickly call with Ace King. And Mike overcalls with Jack 8 of clubs. He's open-ended. The turn is a 9. Alex is still in the lead here. Trish is out of the hand. Pot is $1,300. It gets checked around to Alex. And let's see how much he's going to bet. He's going to bet a half pot size bet here with Ace King. Mike, again, is open-ended here. The board is paired now, and there are 2 hearts. And he has made the call. And the river is a queen. It's a 3rd heart, and Mike makes the straight. The pot is about
Who wants wine?
2,400, and Mike is going to come out and bet. He's going to bet 1,000, a kind of a weakish bet, and I don't think Alex is going to go anywhere. There isn't a whole lot Alex can beat if you look at that board now. He's actually bet 800 here on the river. So it's kind of a call me bet. You know, Alex's kicker with the king would play if Mike just had something like Queen Jack obviously would be a straight here. And this is the problem here for Alex, because it is a one-liner to a straight that Mike has made. Mike probably much rather would have preferred an offsuit 7 to come there on the river. I think it would have been an easy call here for Alex.
Yeah.
But Mike is throwing out a bet here.
Oh, okay.
Alex cannot beat a jack. The pot is 3,200, 800 to call. Would Mike bet bluff in the spot more than 1 out of 4 times? Actually, more than 1 out of 5 times. Alex is getting 4-1 on this call. And that is what you really have to work through your head here, talking about pot odds in terms of making a call against a possible bluffer. And Alex calls, and Mike is going to take it down there with the straight, with the jack.
Oh, yeah. Up and down.
Nice hand there for Mike. Again, you can email me at live@thebike.com. Questions, comments, suggestions, always appreciated.
Make it 240.
Now, he had a raise here by Ed out of the blind with pocket sevens. I think he actually re-raised Alex's raise. But Alex raised it to 120. Ed made a min raise back. But Alex has hit top pair here.
400. Okay.
And Ed is going to throw out a bet, and Alex immediately raises him with ace-queen, and Ed is going to call.
499.
$300 raise, a quick call here by Ed, and this pot is quickly ballooned to over $1,000.
About 6,000 left.
Mike.
Here we go to the turn. Turn to 3. Alex still in command of this hand. And now Alex is going to push all in here. He's going to push all in. It looks like for 2,000, kind of an overbet. You wonder, does this scare Ed away? If Alex had made a smaller bet on the turn, something like 800 or 900, could he put it all in the river? Did he actually overplay this hand? $2,100, but he's going to get a call anyways. Ed puts in a $5,000 chip, and Ed needs a 7 and only a 7. It does not come, and Alex is going to double through there with ace-queen. And there it is. Got an email here from Steve Marzlowski. And again, I apologize, if it sounds like I'm beating this to death. But I want to read this guy's email. He said, they just did an interview with Jeffrey Pollock, who, of course, is the tournament director for the World Series of Poker. And he said that they're opening a player relations booth. This was probably opened because of the bad press the World Series of Poker has been getting lately. I think they would be more inclined to give you your money back because of this, and because they gave Negreanu and Harry their money back. At worst, think they at least could give you a $5,000 credit towards other World Series of Poker events. I saw in a card player interview last year that a named pro signed up for the tourney but could not play in it, and his money was already included in the prize pool. The World Series of Poker gave that person his buy-in back and credit into another World Series of Poker event. Well, I'm hoping. Yeah, Ray and Isaac will have the cameras awaiting. Got it limped around here. Ace, Jack 3 here with a couple of spades. Checked around here to Ed. And it's going to get checked around. Turn here is a 7, and Mike's picked up a pair. Checked around once again. And the river's a 9, and now Mo backs into the best hand here. And Mo's going to take this one down.
7.
There it is. Again, I haven't had the opportunity to call Jack Effel. But you wonder, I'm probably going to try to email him or call him, and you wonder if maybe Harris would have some sort of, kind of a different take on my situation now that all this stuff has gone down. Mike is going to bring this one in here for a raise to 90. He's got ace-9 offsuit. And Eddie's going to re-raise here with queen-jack of diamonds. Wow. Make it 400 total.
Ken, what's with you today? You want to go have fruit juice or something? You don't engage. You don't play.
Yeah, Mo's laid down pocket 6, obviously, to the re-raise. And Mike is going to call here. Sometimes I always think that Mike gets so lucky that he plays these easily dominated hands, and he doesn't really ever get killed. And Ed is flop top 2 here. Ed's going to bet 600, and Mike is totally whiffed here. You wonder if Ed re-raised Mike with something like ace-king and Mike had ace-9, would Mike lose a lot of money? It's just something that I think is slightly a weakness in Mike's game. I really like Mike's game now. But we really haven't seen him have a night where he got really punished with the easily dominated hands that he sometimes will play pre-flop. But moves over here to Mo in seat number 8. Got a limp in here by Chris. And Ed's going to raise it up here again. He's got king 10 offsuit. Out of seat 6, he makes it 80 to go. And Chris is going to call here. He's got ace 9. And here we go again. 10-7-5. Ed's hit the flop top pair.
No, my friend, 200 more.
And Ed's going to make about a $200 pot size bet, and he's going to take it down. He shows the 10.
Bet, and then bet some more.
Button moves over here to seat 9. Can he win? We really haven't seen him play a hand, you know, besides that first hand of the night with Queen Jack offsuit.
Funny.
Tomorrow night, I believe we're going to be either doing a 3 to 5 or a $200 no limit game. Sir Felix the Cat, gentleman who's in out of town, lobbying me before the show desperately for a 3 to 5 game. Limped around here.
You're behaving, man. You're not making
5-way action. King Jack 3 here. Well, everyone's got low cards. Mike's got a gut shot to the 10. Whoever bets at this one's going to win it. And I'm getting word that Chris Mills is on his way momentarily.
Jack 7. He's always there, but it's just late.
And Mike's going to throw a little bet out here with Queen 9. And Eddie's going to call with bottom pair. Well, Mike's going to have to bluff at this one unless he gets lucky. And there's the 9 on the river. Bet's 100. And I do not believe that Ed called.
I did too.
And Mike takes it down.
Don't ever make that mistake. I'm from the Middle East.
Button moves over here to seat number 1.
Am I a big one?
Just straddle, just straddle.
Okay,
Straddle. You're right, Ray. My bad.
And here he is, Chris Mills, former Warrior, Cleveland Cavalier. And I remember off the top of my head, did you play a year for the Knicks over in the late 90s?
Yes, I did.
You did, yeah. And tonight we're doing 20-40 no limit hold'em. Chris, you're down here a lot, man. I've seen you playing a lot. Now, I don't know if I've ever seen you play the 1,000 game. Well, this is actually 10-20 no limit hold'em, but you were just playing in my 5-10, 500 game.
Yes, I learned the game about a year ago, and I'm gradually trying to work my way up. But I enjoy the bike. It's a really comfortable atmosphere here.
Well, look at this. Now, Mo is going to raise it up here with kings. Mike is going to call with Jack 10. I know this can be a little bit intimidating, Chris. There's a lot of screens, but it's fun to do. I'll lead you through this all. We got a $1,000 pot here. Mo in seat 8 has raised it with kings, 2 callers. And that's not necessarily the flop you want to see with kings, isn't it?
Yes.
That ace magnet, huh?
Exactly. That ace might slow him down a little bit.
And look at this. Ed is going to come out and bet right out with middle pair, and he gets Mo to lay down kings. So good aggressive play there by Ed. Takes it down.
Easy money, Ed.
Now, you're usually here with your buddy Kevin Hart. We had you guys on the show. I think it was it this week or last week?
We played last week.
Last week. Kevin Hart, he's done 40-Year-Old Virgin. He's been in Soul Plane. He's got a show on Comedy Central, is that right?
Yeah, well, he has, a couple of new shows about to come up, too. So Kevin is having a big year as far as acting. And too bad the poker isn't working out the same way for him so far.
Well, you've been playing longer than he has, right?
Actually, no. I think he probably started a little bit before me, but his style...
Wow, I wouldn't know it, Chris. I mean, that's a compliment to you.
Well, his style is kind of like the same as his acting. He's funny, tries to bluff a little bit here and there. But, all in all, he's enjoying the game, and that's what it's all about.
So you live here in L.A., obviously, and you've been retired for, what, a couple of years now?
I retired in 2003.
Yeah.
I was born and raised in Los Angeles.
So what are you basically up to now? What does like a retired NBA guy do? I mean, obviously you probably made enough money where you can comfortably live out the rest of your life, and living in L.A., I mean, it's great, right?
Well, you can never have enough money in L.A.,
Yeah.
of course, you know that. But I am in the real estate business.
Oh, okay.
And I'm also in the film business.
Oh, great.
Yeah, on the behind the camera, producing,
Yeah.
executive producing, and part-time poker player.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I've seen you down here a lot. Looks like Mike is going to bluff at this one. He's going to take it down. Now, you've played with Mike before, right? Have you had the couple occasions to play with Mike?
Actually, I've never been at the same table.
Really?
Like, I've heard a lot about his
Yeah.
play, but I've never actually had a chance to play against him.
And what is your bread and butter game when you come down here in terms of what's like your favorite game? What level do you like to play?
Well, I enjoy playing the 300, 500 buy-in, as well as now playing the 500 no max.
Kind of taking that step up a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. But now I want to start playing the live at the bike a little bit. I played the 300, 500 last time. I think I want to try to join the big game.
Yeah, absolutely. I got to tell you, I mean, from what I've seen of your play, we always say this a lot. We got Mike raising up with Jax. Barry's not going to get involved. I mean, in this lineup, you know, you would probably be one of the top 3 or 4 players, just from what I've seen. You know, a lot of people think that, well, you know, if you jump up a level, you know, the play is going to get better. No, it's usually just people have more money, especially the recreational players, like a guy like Ed, who's a really nice guy, has a lot of money. They're just going to splash around more in this game. You know, they're not really interested in playing a 3 to 5 game.
Right.
But a lot of people, you know, get intimidated by the level, whereas, you know, obviously the money probably wouldn't affect you. So you might actually be able to just comfortably hop right into this game.
Yeah,
you know?
and you know, I think that this might be good for me because it would cause me to play a little more conservative.
Yeah.
And I think later on down the line, if I really want to take this game serious, you know, that might help me
Yeah.
out.
Well, I mean, obviously, you are more than welcome at any time to come and play on the show. We'd love to have you. Ed has raised it up here with Ace-King suited on the button. Big slick. And I see a couple of callers. It's a $180 pot here. Now, he limped in on a position. He called the raise with 6-7. He's actually checked it to Ed. So I assume he's probably going to continue on here. Ed's made the continuation bet with Ace-King. Barry's probably going to get out of here with Jack-8. He does. Now let's see how Chris is going to play it. He's short stacked. And he's going to check raise here, Chris. He's going to check raise it up to 300. Now, a guy like Ed, you know, you'd say, boy, this is an easy laydown. But look at this. He just takes one off, man. You know, it's just not surprising.
Right.
Here we go to the turn. Well, the turn is a 9. Chris is still good here. And Chris is going to push the rest of his money all in. And again, I wouldn't be surprised if Ed calls. And there it is. He makes the call. And this pot has quickly grown to about $3,000. And unless Chris gets really unlucky, he is going to double through Ed. Ed needs an ace or a king here on the river. And here we go. Oh, the river's an 8. And Chris is going to double through. Just as easy as that, man.
Wow. That's good for me to see some
Yeah,
of you know,
yeah.
sometimes. I see why you guys are so good. You get to see all this action.
I got to tell you, you know, at the level that you play at now, for the most part, the 3 to 5 game, sometimes that's actually the toughest competition. And it's almost like, you know, like a medicine ball effect in gym class. You know, you're shooting free throws. You know, you shoot with a medicine ball for a while, and then all of a sudden you take a basketball, and all of a sudden it's lighter.
Right.
It's funny, you move up to some of these games, and you might think, wow, this is not even as, you know, it's not as difficult as some of the lower levels. I
Well-
mean, that is not for the, you know, to the upper games, but, you know, if you find the right game, you might find that. You know?
Well, what I've noticed, the 3 to 500 at the bike is it's a lot more action, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And you know, it's kind of comfortable to where these guys don't mind rebuying $500. So
Yeah.
therefore, it creates a lot of action.
Yeah, you basically just started this game as a no-limit player. Is that how you got into it? Just
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
I've never really played limit too much. When I first started, that's what I was doing. But then once I started no limit, I can't go back.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't either. Limped around here. And 5-5-7 here on the flop. Looks like Kenny Wynn in seat 9's got the best hand. He's going to come out and bet from the blind with pocket 6s. That's probably going to get it done. And Ed calls here with 480. He's got a gut shot to the 6, but you know what, Chris? If he hits a 6, it's no good. He's in horrible shape here because Kenny would fill up. Well, the turn's a queen. Ed actually needs to catch an 8 now and an 8 only. And Kenny's going to continue to bet. He's going to bet 120, and Ed calls again. And like I said, if Kenny catches a 6 here, he's going to break Ed. Here we go to the river. Well, the river's a 3. Ed missed. Check. Let's see if Ed's going to bluff at it here. I mean, Ed's got to know he's not going to win with 8 high, and you wonder if Kenny's going to call. The way this action goes, what would Ed bet the river here? I think Kenny's going to call here. He's going to think about it for a while. Yeah, he makes the call. Again, you know, you look at it, and there's a queen out there. Really, what would Ed bet unless he was slow playing a 5? You know, you missed it the first half an hour of the show, man. We had a $20,000 pot, $10,000 pot, $5,000 pot. It's actually somewhat simmered down. You know, you and Kevin are familiar with Barry over there in seat 7. You guys played with him a little bit.
Yeah.
And he actually kind of beat your bro a little bit there this afternoon, right?
Yes, he
Yeah.
did. Barry was chasing a little bit and caught Kevin slipping at the river.
Yeah.
I always see these guys here at the table, or ladies and gentlemen at the table here, but I've never actually had a chance to play with just a couple. Barry as well as Mo.
Yeah.
And Mo is a very good player. And Barry seems to be a good player, but the rest of them I'm not familiar with, so I'm glad I get an opportunity to see how they play.
Button moves over here to Mo. Well, this is really, I mean, we were the only game, televised cash game, and now GSN has this thing called high stakes poker that they started. But, for the most part, televised poker is all tournaments. A lot of people don't make that adjustment that you can't necessarily watch the WPT on TV, and that's going to teach you how to play cash game poker. It's just a different animal,
Right, exactly.
I don't know how long it took for you to learn that, ace rag is not a good hand in a full ring cash game.
Right.
But a lot of people might overvalue that because they see, on the tournament, they're playing four-handed, and these guys are pushing in with ace-4. But obviously, it's a much, much different situation here.
Much different.
Yeah.
And you, I played against you a couple of times, and I don't know if I should be saying this, but you, I guess I could be a fan of yours because every time I've got mixed in a pot with you, you've pretty much taken me down. So I've learned a lot from you as well.
Well, I've probably just been, just a little bit lucky then against you because I definitely lose my fair share as well.
Okay.
Now, Mo's got pocket jacks over here in seat 8. And Mo, I got to tell you, he plays it pretty straightforward. I don't know how long you've been coming here, Chris, but, way back when we started the show about a year and a half ago, Mo had the nickname Action Mo. And he's really kind of turned into a bit of a nit. And I don't really mix it up with him anymore because, especially at this level, he is really, really, really tight and really, really solid. So he's not making a whole lot of moves at this level. It's funny, he's comfortable at this level, so sometimes in the afternoon when we play the 5-10 game, you might see him mix it up a little bit because he's, that's small cakes for him, small time. So, it's much, much different. As you might find where if you start playing the 500 a lot and you might have a day where you play the 3-5, you might feel that you're just playing a little bit differently because it's not as much money now as you've been accustomed to playing for.
Exactly. Exactly. And that was my problem. I would play sometime at the Hustler Casino, and the maximum buy-in was a 100-300.
Yeah.
And I just get caught playing a lot of bad cards and get caught up with them and stuff like that. So I decided to, the bike, once I came here, it was so much more comfortable, the atmosphere and the play and everything. It just kind of made me improve my game a little bit.
Well, we got a raise here out of the big blind. It was limped around 7 ways, and Alex is going to raise it up to 140 with ace, queen of hearts, and C3. Mike calls with queen 3. Ed is going to call. Barry's going to call. Now, I got to tell you, is Kenny going to play this hand? This is really, I think it's a sucker hand in a cash game, but he makes the call ace-jack off 2. Very difficult to hand. As you can see, if he hits his ace, he's no good because Alex has got ace-queen. 5-way action, $800 pot. Alex the pre-flop raiser. And 8 deuce 6 here, not surprisingly with all those high cards, it comes out rags, and everybody's missed. Let's see what's going to happen here. Mike in seat 2 there, who actually is not in the hand. Yeah, everybody has missed here. Alex actually still has the best hand with ace queen.
That's right.
Is Kenny going to take a shot at it over here?
Because this will tell you how the real players come out right here.
Yeah, and it gets checked around here. I got to say, Kenny with his, and he spikes a jack here with Kenny's. Image, you wonder if he bet the flop, he would take it down. Now, is Barry going to get involved? Gets checked over to him. He's got jack-9, but he's out-kicked. It looks like he's going to bet. Obviously, I don't mind the bet. Let's see what Kenny's going to do here with ace-jack. Pot is now $1,200. It's $460 for Kenny to call. He's got 3 people behind him. Nobody's shown any strength here on the flop. And is he just going to smooth call here, or is he going to pop it up? Sometimes, Chris, David and I talk about a move that you can make here, and you kind of pull it out of the hat of limit. It looks like Kenny is just going to call. You might actually throw a min raise in there with ace-jack, and then maybe drive everybody out, and then maybe actually just check down the river. Kind of make it, you raise it so you don't have to face a big river bet in front of you. Right. You raise it, the guy shuts down, he checks you on the river, you just check behind him, and you hope to win it in a showdown. Kenny is just called. Now, if Barry checks the river, will Kenny value bet here? Well, the river is a 10. Now, Barry might have jack-10 in his hand. But I got to tell you, if Barry checks here, you wonder if Kenny might throw a little value bet with ace-jack in here. It's about a $1,500 pot. Barry checks. How about a little $600 bet here by Kenny? Will Barry call him with Jack 9? And I think Kenny is going to value bet here.
I think Barry will lay it down.
$800 bet here. Well, I got to tell you, against Kenny Wynn, Barry really should lay this down. Against another player, maybe not. But this guy is about as tight as it comes. It's an $800 bet. The pot is $2,300, $800 to call. Barry's played really well tonight here. And that's a good lay down there by Barry Woods. Again, sometimes I really, you know, he always rips me, Chris, because he always says, you know, I get on him on the show. But you've been out there. I mean, the guy's just nonstop sometimes, isn't he? Ribbing everybody. But he's all in good fun.
Exactly. He's a funny guy. And this guy, you're right, I've played with Kenny.
Yeah.
And he's very solid. Very solid player.
Very solid. And that's why I said, you know, you wonder if he bet the flop with his image. Might he just been able to take it down there?
It would be interesting to see what happened if an ace came out. I would have loved to see the way he played that.
Yep. Chris Mills, Bear Down, Arizona, PC, and then got the Arizona avatar.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you were on one of the championship teams, too, right?
No, I wasn't.
No?
I actually was gone. I was kind of in between.
Yeah.
Well, the Final 14 with Sean Elliott and those guys, but then after I left, that's when Mike Vivian and those guys won the title.
Yeah, you still a big NBA fan? Like, you go to a lot of Laker games and such, or Clipper and whatever. This year, I guess Clippers games and such in the playoffs?
No, I don't really.
No?
I watch some of it. I like watching certain players, the LeBron James and those young guys, Dwayne Wade. But as far as going to the games, I'm not really interested in it anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
I suppose if you were into it, you know, professionally for a while, not a bad thing to just step back. Ed is bet out here with a pair of 10s, and Alex has just check call with King 7 here from up front. It's a $600 pot. Alex checks with King 7, Ed checks behind him, and the river is an ace, and this still might go check here.
Wow.
Well, Alex is going to throw a little bit of a bet out here. Well, you know, maybe he thinks, look at this, it's a one-liner to a straight here, Chris. Maybe he thinks he can bet Ed off a 2-pair. You know, if you had something maybe like Queen 10, might you not? You call there on the river thinking that a jack would be a straight. Ed does not call with the 10. And against certain players, I wonder if that is a good bet there by Alex, because would Ed lay down 2-pair? Boy, I've seen him for a year now. Probably not, even with a one-liner to a straight. The other thing I'm going to ask you, too, you were a rookie, what, was it 95 with the Cavs?
93.
93.
Yes.
So you got to play against the Bulls, man, in their heyday, right? In the
yeah.
mid-90s. What was that like?
I loved it.
Yeah.
I was fresh out of college, and the Cleveland Cavalier team that I was on, we had Mark Price and Larry Nance and Brad Daugherty and a lot of those, you know, really good NBA All-Stars. And we always had a good run with the Bulls. My rookie year in the playoffs, I averaged close to 20 points against those guys. And I loved it. I loved every minute of it. You always want to play against the best when you're playing at the highest level.
Now, it's checked around here on the flop. The turn is a queen. Again, man, we had some crazy action in the first half an hour. Now we haven't really seen any big hands. Mike is just going to come out. He's hit trip queens here on the turn. He bets 120 here with queen 7 out of seat 4. And again, there really isn't. Now, Kenny mucks the flush draw. He had ace 7 of spades. And Alex here is going to make a move on Mike. Alex raises with ace deuce offsuit, and Mike calls. And the river here is a 10.
Wow.
So how is Mike going to play it here? Mike checks, and Alex bluffs at it again, and Mike check calls the whole way with trip queens. Obviously, you know, sometimes people overvalue 3 of a kind on that board. It basically only is a check call when you get raised on the turn. You know, you can't beat a full house. Can't beat a straight now. Maybe can't beat a higher queen with a kicker. And Mike takes it down with the queen 7.
Guess he didn't believe him, huh?
Yeah. It's always interesting when I see people make moves against Mike, because there are certain players you can make moves against. Like, I would think that you might be able to make a move against me. I've really tightened my game up, or somebody might be able to make a move against me. But against guys that really like to mix it up, 75, 80% of their hands, you know, maybe you want to pick a different spot.
Exactly.
You know?
Something I had to learn the hard way.
Don't bluff a calling station, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Or don't bluff like a drunk guy. Don't bluff a guy that's just gambling, you know? There's really no point to it.
Right. Just be patient.
Yeah. And Alex is going to raise it up here to 120 with ace 7 of spades here in the cutoff. You're going to make it $100 to go. And it looks like Ed is going to call here with 7-5 offsuit. Mo is going to call. 4-way action. Well, Queen 8-3 here, Rainbow. Remember, Alex and C3, the pre-flop raiser with Ace-7. Now, Trish actually has the best hand here with 8-9, and Mo is just going to bluff at it. He's going to bet 300 here with King-9. That is something I got to tell you he does not normally do in this game. He's just going to pick, that might be his one bluff all night, Chris. And it wins him about $600 or $700.
Right.
So you've been playing poker for what, about a year now? Is that right?
About a year, yeah.
About a year. So, any plans to go down the World Series at all this year? In Vegas?
I don't know if I'm ready for it this year because I haven't had a chance to really play any tournament play.
Yeah.
And I understand that when I watch it, tournament play is so much different than the cash games.
Yeah.
So I want to get a little more experience under my belt, and if I can get an invite to where I don't have to spend a lot of money to play in it, then yes. But if I have to be the one to pay my own way in, then I want to get a little more experience.
Well, I got to tell you, one of the best ways you can get experience is coming up here next month at the Bicycle Casino. We're doing a big tournament series called Legends of Poker, where there's a lot of buy-ins that are under, $500, $1,000. You can really, test that out. And it's a WPT thing, too. You see a lot of the pros here. At the end of the month, they'll do a WPT event.
Okay.
So it's definitely something to keep in mind. Now, look at this. Alex has flopped 2 pair here, Ace, Queen, 10, and Kenny flopped the nuts here in Seat 9. And he checked it. He flopped Broadway straight here. And let's see if he's going to check raise here. Well, looks like just a call. Now, I'm a big fan of fast playing here. There might be a lot of cards that kill Kenny. Wow, and the turn here is an ace, and now that really kills Alex's hand. And the river is a 6. And now Kenny is going to come out and bet. And I don't even think Alex is going to call here, Chris.
Right.
I mean, he only has aces and queens. It's a $150 bet, really light bet. Let's see what Alex is going to do. He checked the turn. Kenny has bet 150 here on the river. I got to tell you, the hand got worse and worse for Kenny. He doesn't beat a full house now.
Or a flush.
Yeah, or some sort of backdoor flush. But he's going to get a call. And, if you do watch the show more and more, Chris, David and I usually preach. A lot of people say, well, look at that flop. I flop the nuts. There's nothing I can be scared of with King Jack. But what if you have a guy in there with something like Ace Queen? And I'm not saying, and let's say the turn isn't an ace, but let's say the turn is a jack. Well, now the guy with Ace Queen, he does not feel comfortable with his hand, and you might not win any more money out of him. But if you play the flop big, you might get all his money in with Ace Queen on the flop when you flopped it, whereas other cards might just scare him away. Now, in that case, the ace really killed Alex. It scared him. And then, Kenny wasn't able to play as big of a pot as he probably should have there with the King Jack. So, it's an interesting thing.
Yeah.
A lot of people love the slow play, but, I like to tell people who are first getting into this to almost never slow play, because the times that you slow play when it's correct are far less than if you played it hard. You would win much more money if you played it hard.
Right.
And not because you're afraid that there's a card that you're going to lose to, but just a guy with an overpair might pay you off if you play a flopped set hard with a small board or something like that.
Right. You want to try to get as much money in there as possible.
We had a raise here by Mike with King, Queen of clubs, and he got called in 3 spots. The pot is about $300, and Mike is hit top pair with King, Queen, King 5-4 on the flop, and he's going to come out and bet. He's going to bet $350. Now, Chris is not going to get involved here with pocket 8s. Now, I'll give you an example here, but look at Alex. Alex is going to call with middle pair. He doesn't believe Mike. And he might be tilting a little bit here, Chris. The turn's a deuce. He's lost a couple of hands now. Look at his face.
You might be right.
Pot is $900, and Mike's going to bet again.
I think he's going to lay it down now.
Mike has bet $1,000 now. Wow, and Alex just doesn't believe him. He's going to call. I don't know if he's trying to maybe represent a diamond on the river. $2,000 pot, and there's the diamond. Is he going to bluff at it? Can he bluff here? And he checked it down. Wow, if he bets the river, Mike can't beat a 3. He can't beat a flush. It might be logical that he was chasing a diamond flush there and might have been able to bet Mike off the hand. Instead, he loses there with King, Queen. But what I was going to say there was, say Mike's got King, Queen there, and he raised it, and you call with pocket 5s, and the flop comes King 5-4. Mike bets, and instead of calling on the flop and now raising the turn when the deuce comes, if you raise the turn, well, now there's a straight out there. Mike might think you have a straight, or he might think you were slow playing something big on the flop. But if you raise it right away, he's probably not going to get away from it. And now you can just make the pot bigger and bigger on each street. So,
right.
And Mike is going to bring this one in for a raise here with 8, 9 of diamonds.
It's not this Saturday.
Now, I was telling you guys, you and Kevin out there, and I'll get to it in a second, about the WPT Invitational Tournament that they do over at Commerce in January. So, Ace, Jack, 5 here. Oh, it's pretty much missed everybody. See if Mike can make a bet here and take it down. He was the pre-flop raiser. He's going to bet 240, rammer and jammer, and that's probably going to get it done. You know, Ed's got a gut shot to the 4. I've seen him call with less, Chris. Let's see. He's got deuce 3 here. Nope, he's not going to get involved, and neither does Mo.
What's funny is he actually had the best hand still.
Yeah, 8-9.
Mike,
9-9, yeah. Turn was a 10, river was king. Yeah, over at the LA Poker Classic in January, they have a thing called the WPT Invitational, which is basically a $100,000 free roll, and they invite celebrities and pro players to play. And David and I got to play in it, and I'm sure, you know, if you continue your interest with poker, you know, we'll be able to pull some sort of strings. I mean, we're not Commerce, but I'm sure we can definitely, you know, move that over to the powers that be. I'm sure they'd love to have you over there in January.
I would really appreciate that, Bart.
120.
Mike is going to raise it up here with pocket queens. And Ed re-raises him with 8-5 of diamonds in seat 6.
Wow.
Oh, Ed's in trouble here. Mike's got queens. Ed has 8-5 of diamonds. Ed re-raised. And what is Mike going to do here? Now, pocket queens here, Chris. A lot of people overvalue this hand. You know, this is not an automatic push with queens. You lose to aces, you lose to kings. Obviously, Mike's in great shape here.
Yeah, I feel Mike is gonna.
No, he pushes.
Yeah, he actually does.
But, you know, you look at that play, and I don't know if there's value in, you know, against Ed, you might get Ed to call with pocket 9s or 10s, but if you're against a good player, would they call you with any hand that you don't beat now that you push? When you look at it this way?
You shouldn't.
Yeah. They should probably lay it down,
right,
or you're going to get killed because the guy has aces or kings.
Exactly.
So, you see a lot of people overplay queens. And Ed did not call. They were just running the board for fun, and Mike actually hit a set of queens there.
Oh, wow.
You can tweak those kind of things in the big game, Chris. You know, kind of rabbit hunt, look for cards.
Okay.
Yeah, stuff like that.
You did?
I check. I like to bluff that in.
Button moves over here to seat 9. So do you need to head out of here pretty soon?
Yes, I do.
Yeah?
Yes.
Well, it was a pleasure having you in there. I hope that we can have you in here more and maybe get you to play on the show.
That would be
Good
great.
stuff.
I appreciate the
We'll
invite.
do one last hand here.
Okay.
Oh, and now Ed is going to raise it to 500 here with ace-8 offsuit.
You know me. I mean, I play shit cards.
No.
$500 with the ace-8 offsuit, and that is probably going to get everybody out. But remember, this isn't a tournament. Is Mike going to call here with king-jack? No, I don't think so. I mean, you're not. I think Mike showed him the. What did Ed show him the 8? And Mike called. Ed showed him one card, and Mike called with king-jack. And the flop comes out queen 9 deuce.
Queen 9, finally. Son of a gun. Check. You're only on.
Mike checks,
I gotta make it up.
and Ed's going to bet. But Ed has shown Mike his 8. And Mike thinks he probably has overcards and a gut shot to the 10 here, right? Because if Ed has pocket 8s, Mike can win with a king, a jack, or a 10. And he's going to call. And Mike has turned over a jack here. Well, the turn's a 7. Ed's still in the lead with ace high. The pot is over $2,000.
Oh, that's a queen underneath? Oh, what the heck?
And Ed's going to bet again. Mike is showing Ed the jack. Ed's showing Mike the 8. But Mike can't beat anything. He still probably thinks he has overcards and a gut shot to the 10. He can probably catch a king or a jack here to win.
Wow.
And Mike's probably got a math problem for himself. He's got 9 outs here to the river, right? 3 kings, 3 jacks, and actually 4 10s. He's got 10 outs. Ed has bet about 1,200 here. And let's see what Mike is going to do.
You want me to get some more? I can get it right now.
This hand. You played 4 more thousand this hand.
So Mike is trying to figure out what's going on, and he's just not even going to get involved with it. And this is sometimes the kind of stuff that we see here. And the rabbit shows a 5. Ed would have won it with ace high. Chris,
Ace high.
I'm not going to tell you that this is 100% typical of this game. We definitely do have tougher lineups, but you know when Ed is on the table, everybody's having fun. So I appreciate you stopping by. Thank you very much.
Bart.
And I hope
appreciate
to
it.
have you back in here and see you and Kevin more and more here at the bike.
Most definitely.
All right, man.
Thank you very
Take
much.
it easy.
I was so sick I couldn't even push him off. At least I made the 100 back on the
Chris is going to sign our board, of course. Forgot about that.
Jesus fucking, where are you?
But like I said, we're going to probably see a lot more of Chris and Kevin here in the future. Seem to be really interested in poker and no limit cash games. Of course, is our forte.
It's not mandatory. The way you play.
Thank you very much again, Chris.
Downside of it. You would have done the same thing.
Button moves over here to seat number 1.
check it.
5-way action here.
Wine is good.
Live straddle here by Mike. So this pot is about $200.
You needed it.
Check is in the back. Yeah. This one.
Okay, there you
And we got a bet out here by Ed with King 4. And Mo's going to raise here with Ace 10.
A little bit more than that. Hey,
No, you need twice as much.
2 more chips.
320.
Yeah,
Double toes.
I said three.
Yeah, but you need twice as much.
I'm sorry. Raise.
And now Chris is going to re-raise here.
900.
He's got top 2 pair. A bet by Ed.
Adios, amigos.
A raise here, or excuse me, a bet by Ed, a raise by Mo, and Chris has re-raised. And he's going to take it down there with the Jack 10.
Yes, sir. I have Jack 7.
You're free? It's done?
Yes. For the time being, she's coming back.
Button moves over here to seat 2.
The return. Please do return. It's not the end of it. Give me an hour break.
We've got about a little under 2 hours left in the show here.
Okay, that's it.
We're playing 10, 20, no limit hold'em. Brown chips are $10 chips. Whites are hundreds. Wednesday wheel game as advertised. Limp here. Ed is limped. Mo is limped. And we're going to see a $150 raise here by seat number 2, Mike H. with 6-7 of clubs.
No pussyfooting around.
And Ed is going to raise it up here. He's going to pull the limp re-raise with Ace Jack of Spades to 420. Mike H. calls with 6-7 of clubs. $900 pot. And look at this. Ed has hit Ace Jack, and is Mike H. going to get involved here? He's got middle pair. And Ed comes out and bets strong.
$1,100.
He bets 600 here.
I won one time.
Is Mike H. going to get involved here with middle pair?
Hey, no, okay.
200.
He called the limp re-raise. And Mike H. has moved all in, and Ed immediately calls. Ed's going to double through here, unless he gets unlucky. Mike H. needs a 7 or a 6. Oh, he picks up a club draw now. Here we go to the river, but the river's a 9. Unbelievable, and Ed is going to win it there with Ace Jack. Mike H. picked up a gut shot to the 5. He picked up clubs on the turn. He could have caught a 6, a 7, a 5, or a club.
2940.
And again, you know, you wonder, do you pick that spot to make a move against Edwin? And he picked up a ton of outs there on the turn. 9 clubs, 2 7s, 3 3s, and 3 more 5s. He had 18 outs on the river. Nice hand there by Ed.
Trish, darling.
I'm saying, it's not really a contestant by
More,
itself.
dear.
Up to now, no. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, we're good enough to put him in a bunch of shit.
Button moves over here to seat number 3 to Alex.
2 more mega top like that's it. He's gonna come here. Just my copy? That's yours.
And you know, Mike H. He had played it tight for so long. Again, you know, you wonder, is that the spot you want to pick? You know, to raise with 6 7 of clubs, call the limp re-raise, and then commit with middle pair. You know Ed isn't going anywhere with an overpair. You know, Ed might even call with ace king there, you know, if he's feeling lucky. Although I guess you would want him to call with ace king when you have middle pair there.
He wants that in yellow.
Button moves over here to seat 3. Email here from, I think it's by George Giorgio. He says, Bart, I pay to see the game, not hear you whine about how you fucked up and bought into the wrong event day after day, week after week. Get it over with, move on. For your sake and for ours. Thank you, George. $160 raise here by Barry Woods with pocket queens. Quick call here by Alex with ace-9 of diamonds.
Okay,
And Ed is going to call here with 9 deuces spades. Mike H is rebuying for 3,000 mine. Here we go, $500 pot. Well, one overcard to Barry's queens here, but his hand is good here. Barry's probably going to make a continuation bet here, I would imagine. He's really good about that.
I understand that concept. I don't.
Don't be brain dead. Do something.
And he's going to bet 450. Nice little pot-sized bet here. And look at this. Alex is moving all in with ace-9. You know, Dave and I, we've talked about it. He is such a good player 98% of the time. But I think this is going to work. Barry's going to let queens go here. You know, sometimes we get these young guys on the show that play good 90, 95, 99% of the time, but then they just have a tendency to tilt their money off sometimes. And it is a big leak if you make a lot of money week after week, but all the money that you make in a month from poker goes down the tube in one night.
Pretty much. How good do you think queens win that? Call my king flop raise and the re-raise and the king.
Button moves over here to Corporation Mike in seat 4. Ace King of Hearts over there.
Maybe at 6-9. You sure? Thank you, madame.
Limp, limp. And I assume Mike is going to pop it up here. He does. He's going to make it 120 to go. Chris is called here. He is dominated. Ed's got that big lick. He's got 96 offsuit
I
there.
have the divine blessing.
And Kenny Wynn is going to come in here with ace-9 of spades. And he's dominated as well. You wonder if he's going to lose some money if an ace comes out. Four-way action here. $500 pot to the flop. Well, there's the ace. And look at this. Chris has got a gut shot, Broadway straight draw, plus nut diamonds. Oh, this could get big here. Is Kenny Wynn going to get involved here with ace-9? He's going to bet out here. Let's see. Is he going to bet out? If he bets and Mike raises, is Chris going to check raise push here with his big draw? Chris is almost a favorite against the field here. Mike's a slight favorite. Kenny is going to bet here.
How much is that, Kenny?
And look at Mike. Mike's shaking his head over there in seat 4. But I can tell you, if Kenny bets into me after I raise, I'm not that scared. Kenny really has a tendency to check raise and slow play his hands. I put him on a weak ace. Obviously, I can see the cards, but we've seen Kenny play a long time on this show. And Mike is going to raise. It was a $300 bet. Mike raises to $700, and here comes the question for Chris. Look at the draw Chris has. Nut diamonds, gut shot to the queen. I got to tell you, once Mike has raised here, there is no fold equity. I think you might be able to continue on with the hand because your draw is so big, but I don't mind just the call there. Maybe you hope that Kenny comes in behind you. Because if you push here, there's no way Mike is going anywhere with an ace. And in this particular situation, not a bad play here for Chris to call. I think it's time for Kenny to get out of the hand, and he does. Well, Chris has got 12 outs here. Here we go to the turn. Well, the turn's a 5, and now Mike picks up nut hearts. And the queen of hearts is no longer good here for Chris. And Chris pushes all in. He pushes all in here, and Mike calls. And this pot is over $5,000. Chris needs some help, and the river's a diamond, and Chris makes it. Unbelievable. And there goes Mike. There it is.
Fucking betting a raise and you fucking calling to push all in on the turn. At ace king of hearts.
Well, what can I say? Now, how much was that bet there? I mean, let me do it with the pot size out now. It's about a pot of, boy, that's over maybe a $5,000 or $6,000 pot right there. Wow, well, I'm getting worried. That last bet was a little under $3,000, was it, Ray? So that pot was more like $8,000. And again, you know, Mike actually had a blocker, picked up that Queen of Hearts blocker to Chris's hand at the end. And actually, the board pairing, I believe that the Ace of Diamonds was already out there, so the board pairing with the 5 doesn't make a difference. But the Queen of Hearts was no good. And Mike is not pleased. Getting word that Mo is 7,000 behind in seat 8. And a raise here by seat 5. Can't quite see what he has because he's stacking his chips. He's going to take it down. I mean, I know that Mike is exasperated by that, but I wouldn't necessarily, berate the guy. I mean, he had a gigantic draw there.
Disgusting, man. Fucking disgusting.
Got an $80 raise here by Mike H in seat 2 with ace-6 offsuit. And Corporation Mike calls here with Jack-7 of hearts. Well, Mike's flopped the heart draw. He's got overcards. He's not going anywhere. Wow, check on the flop. Mike takes the card. The turn is an 8. Mike now picks up a straight draw, as does Mike H. Mike H checks, and now Mike's going to bet. And it's interesting to note how Corporation Mike has now learned to check the flop in position when he's not the pre-flop raiser and somebody intends to check raise him. But look at this, a check call here by Mike H. And the river is a 6, but Mike makes the straight. Mike H checks, and Mike bets 500 now. And what can Mike H beat here? He can only beat a bluff. He made a pair at the end, but Corporation Mike has a straight, and he's going to get called. And Corporation Mike's going to take down a $1,500 pot. Like I said, very interesting to note that a lot of people who might have raised it up pre-flop and Mike calls them in position, might they think they're going to try to check raise Mike? Well, if Mike has a big draw, he will take the card. I mean, that is one of the tools that he has learned to use, being an aggressive player. Turn button moves over here to seat number 9. Can he win? And Mo's got pocket aces. He's going to raise it up. Real small. Makes it 80 to go. And Mike H is going to call here with Jack-8 offsuit in the blind. Boy, I don't know if I'd get involved in that hand out of position against Mo. Here we go to the flop. Well, he's flopped an open-ended straight draw here. 6, 7, 9 with a couple of diamonds. That is not a good flop for the ace of hearts, ace of spades. Mo's going to bet 220. What is Mike H going to do now? If you made a check raise here, would Mo continue on with the hand? He check calls. Now, I guarantee you Mo might check the turn here if a straight card comes. Well, the turn's a 4. And Mo checks it anyways. He's going to keep the pot as small as possible. The river's a 3. Check. And Mo's going to check right behind him. Once he got called there on that flop, he did not want to build the pot up anymore with one overpair. As we always talk about pot control with a hand that is not big, he didn't want to obviously build that pot up to a level that he was not comfortable playing with just one pair. Straddle pot here by Mike. Button moves over here to Trish in seat number 1.
I get ace, yeah. But you get better.
Mo's going to limp in here in the straddle with King 10 of diamonds. Limped around here to the straddle. Mike is going to check.
You don't have this happy anymore.
Well, 3 people have diamonds here.
Sure, yeah, I mean, I would do this.
Here we go to the flop.
Jack 7?
Ace two.
I'm not dealing.
Ace deuce 6 here. Mike H with the ace jack.
I know we got a bet.
Okay.
Going to throw a little $200 bet out here with 2 white chips.
200.
And that's, well, Trisha's got a heart draw over here on the button. See if she's going to get involved. She calls. Here we go to the turn. Turns an ace. Mike has got trips now. Look at this. He checks it, and Trish, oh, wow. I'm really shocked that Trish doesn't take the card there. She bets 400 now. And is Mike worried about his kicker, or is he going to play a check raise? Is ace-jack really a big enough hand to check raise here? I mean, he is going to raise. I'm really shocked that Trish fell for that. He's going to make it 900 more here. This is going to be really interesting to see this rabbit. Because I assume that Trish is not going to get involved here. And let's see this rabbit. Well, rabbit was a blank. But you wonder if the rabbit, you know, if Trish takes the card and the rabbit is a heart, you know, does Mike H have difficulty laying down 3 aces at the end there?
Yeah, that's right. Anyway, whether you're in or you're out, thank you. No, really, you were in, I'm not gonna get it. Then you were out, thank you very much.
Button moves over here to seat 2.
In or out? Thank you.
Both are mistaken. That's like the Jewish love manual. In and out,
Akasakta.
repeat if necessary.
Repeat if necessary.
110 total.
$110 raise here by Ed. King Jack off suit.
Did anybody call?
And we're going to see a bunch of callers here.
All I want is 3 sevens.
4-way action here.
Give him 3-7.
$500 pot. Ed brought it in with King Jack. Well, Alex has got a heart draw here. Mike H has got a weak ace on the button. And Ed's going to bet 200. How is Mike H going to play this? Is his hand really big enough to raise here? He's going to call. Alex calls. Chris is out of there. $1,100 pot here to the turn. Turn is a 9. Alex now picks up outs to the gut shot to the jack. Mike H now has a club draw. He's got the nut club draw. And he's going to bet. He's going to bet 700 here. Alex is going to make a quick call. Now for Alex here, the jack of clubs is not good. $3,000 pot, and the river is a club, and Mike H makes the nuts here at the end. But Alex is totally whiffed. Is he going to bet into the nuts?
I don't care, mon ami.
Is Alex going to bluff right into the nuts here? Well, he checks. And a $500 bet here by Mike H. And he's going to take it down there with the nut flush. Again, it's interesting how sometimes there, you know, when you've got that gut shot that you picked up there on the turn, it is a 2 flush now with clubs. And the jack of clubs would not have been good. Live straddle here by Ed. $150 raise here by Mo. Ace 10 off suit. Trish is going to make the call. She's got a suited connector. Alex calls. Queen Jack of spades. Pocket 7s there for seat 5. $600 pot. 994 with a couple of diamonds. Checked around, and everybody checks. Mo did not bet there with the ace 10, turns to 3. Checked around again, and the river's a jack, and Alex is backed into the best hand here. Chris never put any money out there with the 7s. And Alex is going to throw a little $200 value bet out here. Is Chris going to call with 3 people behind him? And he does call, and he's going to lose. Alex is going to win it there with 2 pair of jacks and 9s.
$200 or 100?
300.
Give me 100 back.
I got a better idea.
What? What?
You don't want to hear.
I think it's just
Close.
I don't know.
It involves you, me, and a can of whipped cream, Ed.
You know, I love the game, but I love it for 4 hours, 5 hours. Then I get bored of it.
We get a raise here by Mike H. He's going to bring it in with 10 deuce off suit to 70. Alex is going to call here with king 10. Ed makes the call.
Did you have to? Was this absolute?
3-way action here.
Yeah, I had
Jack 8-6 here with a couple hearts. Remember, Mike H brought this one for a raise with 10 deuce off suit.
What the coincidence?
Well, it's missed everybody. You wonder if he makes a continuation bet, can he take it down? And he does not bet. I don't quite understand it. Alex takes the card, turns an ace. Well, is he going to bet out now on the ace? Mike in seat 4 is not in the hand. And the river here is a 5, checked around once again. And now Ed is going to throw out a $100 bet here. And he's going to take it down.
Yeah, me too.
And all he had was king high. But moves here to seat 5.
Hey, Ed. You got your pills today?
No. Midnight. I take them.
Barry Woods has got the big blind here.
Oh, yeah.
Pocket jacks here for Alex.
I'm like Cinderella. I turn
He's going to raise it up here to $120.
Huh? Why? Really? Okay.
And Ed's got king 8 offsuit. He makes the call.
2 players.
And we are heads up.
Mano.
Oh, yeah,
Queen,
baby.
queen 9 here on the flop.
Knew he was going to make it up for that bet.
Oh, I checked.
Ed is checked. And Alex is going to throw a little bet out here with jacks. I mean, Ed has no draw. All he has is an overcard here. And he makes the check call here with king 8. $600 pot to the turn. The turn's an ace. Boy, it gets worse and worse here for Alex. You wonder if he's going to take a card here, and he does. And the river is a jack. It's a great card for Alex because he's filled up now.
Check.
And Ed checks again here. Obviously, Alex is going to value bet here his full house on the river.
What?
He's going to really overbet the pot here. He bets 1,200,
Okay, sir.
you know, maybe hoping that Ed has a 9 and would call him, but unfortunately, Ed did not have any part of that flop. And he shows the pocket jacks. Email here from Joe McLean. Chester, he says, Bart, don't listen to George. Being reminded of you pissing away $5,000 because of a dumb mistake is always hilarious. Well, we got a $60 raise here by Corporation Mike with ace-3 of spades.
Maybe something happens good for me.
And Ed is going to call. Jack 8 off suit.
Thank you.
3-way action. Ace 8-6 here. And look at this. Alex has got bottom 2 here. Is Mike going to get into trouble? And Mike didn't bet with the ace. Ed is just going to bluff at it, and Alex is going to slow play it, and Mike check calls. He check over calls. Well, the turn's a deuce. Alex is in the lead here with 2 pair. And now he check calls, and now he leads out on the turn. He's going to bet 600. It went check, check, bet by Ed, call by Alex, call by Mike, and now Alex has led out on the turn. And like I said, you know, Mike gets involved with these dominated hands. Is he gonna? And he lays down the weak ace. Well, you got to give him credit. That is one of the first times I've seen that. Butt moves over here to Barry Woods. We're halfway through the show here.
I'll give you 2 to 1. But I don't want to.
Seven-way action here. Ed did not raise with jacks on the cutoff. 10-3-4 here, Rainbow. And it looks like Ed is safe for now, but you wonder if he would have gone bust here if someone caught 2 pair. He's going to bet 200. Now, is Chris going to get involved here? Chris did not bet here with King 10 in seat 5. He checked the King 10. Ed has bet here. Barry doesn't have anything. He's just got a backdoor club draw with ace high. He's going to get rid of it. Mo is out of there. Kenny's out of there. And a check call here by Chris. But Ed is really out in the lead here. Chris is going to need a lot of help. Turns a 5. Check. Ed bets 400. And Chris is going to check raise him with King 10. Boy, I got to tell you, he check raises a min check raise, and Ed instantly calls. $2,500 pot to the river, and the river's a queen. Check. And Ed is going to value bet pocket jacks here. He bets 1,000. And Chris calls. And Ed is going to turn over pocket jacks, and he's going to win a $5,000 pot. You wonder if he was trying to bluff the river or if he was value betting the river. But jacks are good. That's good. Again, you know, you wonder, is King 10 a big enough hand there to make the check raise on the turn?
Thank you, thank you, thank you. As the professor says, thank you.
Yeah. Alan used to call me his bankroll.
He's told me that he wants to go pro. I said, don't you think you have to do semi-pro first?
Baby steps. 140.
$140 raise here by Alex. Not going to see a flop. So Dave Tugman, again, he got knocked out right around 6:30, which I guess was right before the dinner break, against world champion Joseph Hashem. I'm not sure if that makes it any better or any worse. Although he said that he had queen against 10-7.
I have a jack in my hand every single day.
Oh, sorry.
Limped around here. Six-way action here. Ace 4-10 with a couple of hearts.
Yeah, no, I know. I mean, 140. Oh, I forgot about that.
Ed is going to bet here on a flush draw. He's going to bet 120. And Chris is going to call here with middle pair. Well, Ed's got outs there. He's got an overcard and he's got hearts. The turn's a deuce. He picks up a wheel draw now, but Chris has got 2 pair. Ed bets 200. Now is Chris going to check raise? He does. I don't think Ed is going anywhere, though. He's going to make it 600 more. Ed's got a big draw. Ed could catch a 5 or he could catch a heart. And Ed calls. And this pot is now $2,300. Ed needs some help here on the river. And the river's a heart. And how much is Chris going to lose? Chris checks and Ed bets $1,500 here on the river. The pot is $4,000, $1,500 to call. And is Chris even going to think this one through? He makes the call, and Ed wins another one. This time with a flush. And again, Chris got in trouble there by playing the deuce 10.
Dude, I'm still behind. Playing with 10. Oh, okay.
Button moves over here to seat number 1 to Trish. Live straddle here by Corporation Mike out of seat 4.
Go for sushi.
Ace King here in the straddle spot for Mike. Big hand here in the straddle spot. Big slick offsuit.
Considering all the fried shit that we can have.
And Ed is on a rampage.
That's all. 300.
And Mike makes it 300 to go here out of the straddle spot. Mike H calls, and Mike H is dominated here. Now we know that at least one of the aces are dead. $800 pot, 3, 4, 9. Both players have missed. And Mike is going to bet 400 here. And Mike H is out of there. Mike shows the ace king.
No. Play-wise, I don't doubt it. That I mean, if he wants to really go into the industry, I'm sure he can find an investment house that he can go in there and get creative. My son did a trip with Goldman Sachs, went there for 30 days.
Butt moves over here to seat 2.
And then he said, okay, 30 days is up, I'm leaving. And they gave him a $15,000 bonus on his third year Columbia.
There's the ever lovable Angie in the foreground.
He really wanted to take a vacation, and he called me up and says, I can pay my car off.
Button moves over here to seat 2.
I just wanted to come home. Being in Southern California.
Limp. Mo's going to limp.
But what I'm saying is the opportunity there, if you go out there, and even on a low salary,
And it's limped around here. 6 ways. Ace 8 queen here on the flop. Looks like Mo has the best hand here with king queen. See if he throws a bet out. There's only one person after him. And he is going to bet.
yeah.
He's going to bet 80. And he takes it down.
Ayda. Yalnız dersine gel. Yalnız dersine gel sen.
That I know.
Ne mi lan?
That I know.
Bana ne mi lan? Kayseri falan.
Live straddle here.
Kayseri.
Live straddle by Ed out of seat 6. It's going to be $40 to call. We're playing 10-20, no limit. And we're going to see a $180 raise here by Mike H with 6-5 of spades from the cutoff in seat 2. Corporation Mike has got a trap king-queen offsuit hand. He's in the small blind. And he lays it down. Is this the new Corporation Mike? Are you kidding me? Seat 5 calls with ace-10 of diamonds. Ed's in there with pocket threes. Now, can Barry get rid of this trap? But he does not. And lucky for him, he is not dominated. And this pot is quickly $900 going 5 ways. Mike H, the pre-flop raiser. 10 deuce 3. Well, Chris is in seat 5, and he's just going to push it right away with ace 10. And Ed has flopped the set. Chris pushes right away, and Ed has flopped a set here. And Ed is just going to bust Chris. Not Chris's night here so far. 110, and Ed is going to raise it up right away.
I've been his nemesis.
And I got to tell you, unlucky for Ed, I don't mind the play, because if Mike H had an overpair here, I think Ed could win himself a huge pot if Mike H had aces or kings here. Now, Mike H has a gut shot to the 4, and I think he's just Hollywooding it up here. Now, did Ed raise there? Actually, that was just a call by Ed, excuse me. So Ed is just called. $400 bet. Ed is called. The pot is $1,700, $400 to call. And I think what Mike H is trying to figure out is, do I have implied odds to hit my basically 1 out of 11 times here? Got about 4 outs with 1 card to come.
Yeah, but you.
He's getting about 4 to 1 now. But can he make a $400? If he makes a $400 call, the pot right now is $1,700. If I make this call, can I win about at least a $4,000 pot? I got to tell you, in this case, if I knew Ed had a set of 3s, you could call because you will bust Ed if you hit a 4. And how about if you hit backdoor spades as well? He calls. So Mike H is looking to pick up a spade draw here or hit the gut shot. Well, the turn's a 9, and that's pretty much it. Ed's going to bet. Mike H can easily fold now. $1,000 bet here. And Chris is drawing dead. And there it is. River's a deuce. Chris fills up. Excuse me, Ed fills up. And Ed is on fire.
It's not me, man.
But again, if we can leave this whole board up right now, you look at it, 5, 6 of spades there. Ed bets 400. This is how we figure this out. You know, Ed's got 10,000 deep. Say I've got 5,000 deep. He's bet 400. The pot is 1,700. If I call now, I need to make 10 to 1 in the total pot. So if I call, the pot will be 2,100. Can I build the pot up another $2,000 more? And against Ed, I actually do not think it's that bad of a call, especially if you know Ed has a set there. Again, you can email me at live@thebike.com.
Actually, he got a hand, Mike. He got a hand when he plays with
Yeah, every time.
Yeah, every time. Yeah, I mean, flush, go, you know.
King 10, yeah, he's just.
Yeah.
Look at worse 10 than me, man. I'll go. Figure how many ounces.
Limped around here.
2 checks.
Jack 9 here with a couple hearts. Well, Kenny wins. Got trip jacks here.
Watching over me tonight. Hallelujah. Check.
My God is sleeping, I believe.
Is Kenny going to bet?
My God.
Yeah, he's going to come out and bet. Very, very connected board.
Mike and Ed.
No, you got 5-5 one time for that one.
Yeah.
I didn't get it.
What was it?
You
One
got it?
time.
One time,
For 100.
100, and he wasn't in.
Oh, he was out?
He was
Thank you, man.
And Kenny Wynn is going to take it down there. Well, it looks like the seat 5 is still locked up for Chris.
Yeah, where are you?
I mean, there's an out button there, so maybe he's going to get a little bit of loot, a little bit of money.
11, 12.
It'll be interesting to see a chip count here coming up in the next couple minutes, because I think Chris might be down. There's the lovely Ronnie working on it there. Wave, Ronnie. You would think I could figure out the fact, because I can see that he actually doesn't have headphones on. So
Oh, sorry. Some of these damn things stick to your hands. I don't know how the hell. 80? 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3,
Mike is going to raise it up here to 80.
I'm gonna check Solana.
And Mo calls, and so does Ed. Queen deuce 6 here. Mo's going to check blind. And Mike is going to come out and bet. He's going to bet 160.
160.
And that's probably going to get it done.
160.
160.
And there it is.
160.
Well, I must say this has been a nice, quiet game tonight, huh? Very
But
like
action.
talking to each other. Yeah, I know.
But a lot of action
I know.
today.
We've got like 3 people up on the table.
Big hands,
Big
yeah.
hands out there.
It starts
So again, you know, you sometimes see that you're playing in a full ring game, but all of a sudden it's just 6-handed.
I couldn't draw up a better flop.
Yeah, I know. Oh, too late. The second card round. And me, Ed, and Barry.
Limped around here. Wow, Trish limped in with pocket jacks from up front.
This man.
And Ed's got pocket 10s, and he's going to raise. Is Trish going to pull the limp re-raise here with jacks?
170.
$170 raise. How is Trish going to play it? Now Mo calls,
570.
and Trish is going to make it 570.
570.
And I don't think Ed is going anywhere here.
400.
Ah,
You're not allowed to be on the phone, man.
no, it's not on the phone. How much?
400.
So it's 400 more here, and Ed quickly calls. And this pot is over $1,000.
Just email
And if this comes out rags, is Ed going to get in real trouble here?
Send them a thing.
And Trish is flopped
That's
top
seven.
set here.
What do you know? What do you know?
Tonight, I'm getting
And Trish checks. And Ed checks right behind her.
from everywhere.
200 on top.
And look at this, the turn's a 10 and Ed catches up. Oh, what an unbelievable turn card. Lucky for Ed, it doesn't look like Trish is that deep. $600 bet, Ed calls.
It doesn't matter.
I think all the money's going in at the end. Looks like Trish has got about 600 left, and the river here is a king.
My card. No problem.
I call.
All in there by Trish. Set over set.
Oh, look at
One day you lose.
Oh my god, oh my god.
this. Okay, how is it?
Look at that, he's just having a great time there.
13.
7,
That would have been a sick beat there with running quads, I gotta tell you.
2, 4,
Oh,
6,
2467,
7.
I'm sorry.
How much?
830.
830?
830.
2, 3, 4, 4, 8, 30. Now give me 200 back. We'll be even.
And Trish doubles through Ed.
Michael, 200, please. 200.
I want to know if Jack is going to come out of this spot, but I
Thank
want to know
you.
between 10 and low in there.
Please, 200, please. Yes, thank you. honey.
That's what Trish said. She said she might have just called there, but Mo was in between, so she had to re-raise there to isolate.
For you, man. I wrote it kind of crazy.
Me thought you were gonna call me.
This thing's all weird. I don't know how to do it, man.
Did you send it?
Yeah. So, they should be able to figure that out, right?
Yeah.
Where'd you get that from, man? I'm sick of my phones. What's that?
This one?
These big ones where they try to put all the shit in there, they don't work, man.
This one? Yeah, from the thing store. T-Mobile.
Limp here.
Is it a lot?
Barry Woods is going to raise it up here to 320.
450.
All right.
$220 raise.
5,000, right? You only had 3,000 left.
He's got King Jack of diamonds. And Ed calls with Queen 5 of diamonds. Well, if diamonds come out here, Ed is going to get into trouble. Well, Ace 4-5. Ed has actually outflopped Barry.
Somebody got 300. Whoa.
Barry's going to make a $300 continuation bet, and Ed calls. Quick call there by Ed. Turn is another ace, and that might make Ed stick around even more. Check, check. And the river is a 3.
Okay, I checked.
And Ed checks. Is Barry going to bluff at it? Nope. Ed's going to win it there with a pair of 5s. Button moves over here to seat number 9. And here we go with the chip count. $66,000 on the table.
I'm changing to 810.
Now we have Chris at 7,000 in seat 5.
I'm changing to 810.
That is his new buy-in. So let's take a look at the differences.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chris is down $4,700. Barry is up about 10 grand. He's down a little bit since the last. He was up 17 grand before though, right?
Like I'm ace deuce deuce right now.
Was he up 11 grand? He was up 11 grand. Okay. And Ed's got 56. Ed is up 5,600.
solid. Oh, I'm sorry.
Alright.
118 versus
Ed's going to make it 180 here.
You won't have cholesterol, you won't have any problems.
He's got pocket fours.
Wine makes you
Mo is going to call with pocket fives. And Mike is going to call with king nine. So here we go, three ways.
gin and tonic.
10-6-6 here.
Oh, what a pity. I checked.
Checked around. Turns a deuce. You wonder if Mo is going to...
Can't check.
And now Ed's going to bet. Now is Mo going to... Yeah, Mo's going to call probably.
It's not.
140.
Actually, Mo's going to put a little raise in. A bet here by Ed, and Mo raises. And Ed really respects Mo's game. You wonder if Ed's going to continue on.
Okay.
And Ed calls. Well, I think Mo's going to check this down at the end. We'll see. Here we go to the river. The river's a jack.
Check.
And it goes check, check. Mo pulled that raise in the check down at the river. And I don't think that Mo thinks there's any way that his hand can be good here. But it actually is good.
Unbelievable.
You said you wanted to change your hand.
You didn't like it when he said,
Oh, you had to
big watch.
Button moves over here to seat one.
This, you know what it is? If you really want to be fucking confused, you buy one of these.
Let's show the yard.
I'll tell you everything except the time.
Let's show the yard.
Show Mike's watch on it.
Everything you can fit in.
Nice weather.
Let's talk at the tab now.
Live straddle here by Mike in seat four.
Are you in the tournament? Cool. Good luck.
Pocket nines here for Mo. And Eddie's going to raise here with king five of diamonds. Going to make it
Great day. How are you, Peter?
You got any
200 here.
Peter, where you been, man? Long time.
Yeah, I took a vacation. Let's get back to
Welcome back.
Where'd you go?
Looks like, what, 250?
How was your vacation?
And Ed is going to make a little, Mo's going to make a little mini raise.
700.
Well, actually, more than a mini raise. He makes it 700.
Okay, Mo, you always get me. Alright, what the hell?
And Ed is going to call. And this pot is quickly $1,500. Mo's in great shape. Ed's got one overcard. Here we go to the flop.
That's my philosophy.
747.
Unbelievable tonight. Unbelievable.
I checked it.
Take it easy on that pair game, Ed, will you?
Ed checks, and Mo is going to bet here.
Okay.
Wow. He bets 2,000. That is risking a lot.
So you almost make it even, man.
Almost.
Almost 500, right? If you don't call, you don't win that.
200,
Right?
yeah.
What? Oh. You know
Again, you
what?
can email
One
me
o'clock
here
in
at
the morning. I'm gonna stay
liveatthebike.com.
there,
Questions,
only for you.
comments, suggestions, as always. Got about an hour left in the show. Button moves over here to seat two.
I bought the seat. I couldn't go there. I sold it to him. I gave it to him.
Sean?
No, Jack.
Mo's got ace, king of hearts here in seat 8.
You want to play a
Take way
couple
down.
hands?
No, I don't. Yeah, I played and I've been depleting my stack.
And Mo's going to raise.
Playing shit, not hitting the flop.
Going to make it 140. Is Alex going to get involved over here with king, queen in the small blind? He does. Mike's got 5-6. Ed's got 7-10 of spades. These are these dominated situations here for Alex. $500 pot, 4 ways. Mike's flop top, 2 pair. And he checks it. Now, Ed is open-ended here. And if Mo doesn't bet here, Mike could get really killed if the straight card comes for Ed.
I check.
I'm betting this one.
But luckily for Mike,
No, I'm not taking.
Mo is going to put out a bet.
That's good.
And Mike is probably going to check raise him. And there it is. He's going to check raise it up to 900. And Ed instantly calls. He immediately calls with the open-ended straight draw. Wow. This is an easy laydown now for Mo.
What's the word, man?
I'm laying down this one.
Mo lays it down. And this pot is quickly $2,800. Ed with the straight draw with a turns of 5, and Mike fills up. And Mike is going to come out and bet a little bit here. And I like that bet. He's just building himself a pot. He's not going to bluff Ed out of the pot. And if Ed hits a straight here, Mike might bust Ed. Here we go to the river. Oh, it doesn't come. And, you know, maybe Mike is hoping that Ed has a 3 here. The pot is about $3,000. Actually, it's about $3,500. But Ed has missed. Yeah, and Mike's going to move all in. He's hoping that Ed has a 3. He's hoping that Ed has a 3, but Ed missed. And I do like the bet there on the turn by Mike. He made himself an extra $800. But Ed has missed. Now, clearly, this is just posturing here by Ed. He has basically 10 high here.
This is what in medical circles is considered to be lunacy.
For me or you?
And I mean, yours is...
And obviously, Ed is going to lay this down as he's missed his straight draw.
No. Take it.
Yep.
Look at this.
Had the 7.
He didn't have the
What's the other one?
Let me see. Let me see one. Oh, you. This.
Mike does not show the hand.
So I bet 2,000 you don't call me right?
No, Ed did not have any pair. He wouldn't have called any amount there, Mike.
5,000. No, he doesn't call. He just got a straight draw. What was the other one?
Do 10.
See? Look, somebody calling 2,000 with 10 high, Mom.
I would against you.
Either had nothing or a big hand.
Putt moves over here to C3.
Then the jack is playing there. It's up here.
Limp. And we're going to see a $220 raise here by Trish with ace-queen. And Mike is going to call here with ace-6 suited. Ed's in there with jack-4 of diamonds. And Mo calls with pocket 9s. 4-way action here.
You had a full house?
I checked. You got it back.
It's about an $800 pot. King 4-10 here. Mo's got the best hand here with 9s. And Ed's going to come out and bet. And that's going to get Mo out of there.
I am TT.
I assume that Trish is going to fold here as well. And that bet might get it done here for Ed. He now got the best hand out of there. Trish has got overcards and a gut shot here. She's out.
Oh, I hate playing hands bad.
And Mike is out. And Ed's going to win it with a 4.
You are most welcome.
But moves over here to seat number 4 to Mike. Seat number 2 is going to raise it up.
You put it around your neck, you get a lot of.
It's going to make it 100.
Doesn't have power.
Alex is going to call. Trish is limped in here again with jacks.
Quanto?
And Mike is going to re-raise here with 7-4.
Let's make
And how is Trish going to play against her son? And Ed is going to now re-raise with ace-deuce of clubs. A raise by Mike H. Alex calls, Mike re-raises, and Ed now comes over the top. 1640. Is Trish going to get involved here with jacks? I mean, I got to tell you, a raise and a re-raise You got a raise, a call, a re-raise, and a re-raise. I think Jax goes in the muck here. I think you pick a better spot here if you're Trish. I mean, she has the best hand, but remember, raise, call, re-raise, and a re-raise, and she lays it down, and can you blame her? And Mike, he was just raising to isolate.
I don't know.
And Mike shows 7-4 there.
Actually not.
And Ed says, no, I can't beat it. Is he going to show the hand? He shows a deuce, and that's going to get really Trish in a tizzel over there. Because Trish has got to know she's got the best hand. She had the best hand.
Wow.
Flop, okay.
I make a great move, man.
And the flop was ace, queen, 8. So look at that. Trish said,
Back off, plus
Yeah, how do you lay that down?
well, I mean, it was a raise, a re-raise, and a re-raise. But I guess like all conventional thinking goes out the window in this game.
You're really going to appreciate it Saturday.
Oh, is Mo going to be jealous?
No, most. Travel with more many times.
Yeah, I know. I got to push all
So it's my turn, huh? I get to feel the real edge. I get to know edge. Just don't listen to me.
Pre-flop, yeah.
Pre-flop, not after.
You wanna come with us?
After flop, I live.
Can we bring our own suits?
Looks pretty good, I thought.
Yeah, I'll get.
Ace, queen of hearts here from Mike H over in seat 2. He's going to raise it up.
We can sit in the room. We all take up our course.
He makes it 70. A quick call here by Alex.
So you still coming?
Ed is going to fold.
You're laughing. I don't hear a no. I don't hear a no coming out.
Barry is out of there.
Fifth lane.
And we're heads up. Ace, queen against king, jack. And there's the jack.
So sweet.
And Mike H checks, and Alex is going to bet here. He's got top pair.
Sometimes he's a woman. That we'll find out on Saturday.
And he's going to take it down.
$8 plus $300. $300 for one cigarette.
Button's going to move over here to Barry Woods, who has been remarkably kind of tight. I mean, we had a kind of an explosive first half an hour. Again, you know, I'm not ripping on Barry, but I really think that he slightly misplayed the hand when Mike flopped the double-gutted flush draw against Barry's set. Barry really could have built himself a gigantic pot up.
The right play there is check on the river.
Barry only sits and waits.
Alex is going to limp in, and Mike is going to raise it up here with king 7.
Get action. Get action.
Alex calls.
Got a couple people to call.
9-9-5 here with a couple of diamonds. Alex checks, and Mike is going to bet. Is Alex going to get involved here? He's going to check call here with ace high.
No, I don't want to play one hand. I want to come here and play one.
Turns a 5. Well, now I don't even know he's going anywhere. And Mike is going to continue to bet. He bets 320 now.
Yeah, think about it.
And Alex calls again. And this pot is quickly $1,200 to the river. And the river is a queen.
Oh, that's fine.
And is Mike going to bluff that at one more time? He is.
Have it, have this.
He's going to bet 400. I don't know if that's going to be enough to get Alex off this hand, though. I mean, this is like a little call-me bet. He's made such a small bet. And look at that. That smallish bet is going to get it done. If he had bet more, maybe Alex would have called him. But the small bluff gets it done, and I think Mike shows him the bluff there. And Mike pats himself on the back and says, what a beautiful bet on the river.
Yeah?
I think he was going to number.
He saw that?
9-9, yeah.
I know, I saw it. I didn't know he saw it.
He saw it right away at the beginning of the pot, but I didn't do it.
Button moves over here to Mo.
Then he didn't say anything at the end. I thought maybe he's going to forget. No chance.
Trying to win that pot. Now I know why you're
I mean, do we have a board for this game? Because Chris has been gone an awful long time in seat 5. Getting word that we're calling a board for a new player. Four-way action here, limbs around. Queen 3-4 rainbow. And Mike is going to bet 60. Got bottom pair. Looks to be the best hand right now. Well, Trisha's actually got a free ride in the blind. She has him out kicked. She's not going to get involved, though. Mike takes it down. Is that a cashmere sweater Mike's wearing? Huh? Maybe he's got a little dot on the bottom of it. He bought it for a discount. That red dot.
Well, don't stare. Get off the rail. Get your butt down.
Nice patterns.
A live straddle here by Alex.
You gotta see the blind, only the blind.
We need some fresh money in here, Alex.
Oh, yeah.
He's coming, right?
Especially C4.
Khan, he said he's coming?
I think so. I didn't say anything.
Mike is going to raise it up here to 140 with ace 10.
No, he's sitting in back.
He
Sit
just
down.
said he gets scared when he sees all those chips. That's when he
Sit down.
Trish calls with fives. Now, Mike H has got ace jack, and Alex also has ace 10. So there's 3 aces that are dead here. Chances are this flop is going to miss everybody. You wonder if Corporation Mike can take it down with an aggressive bet. $600 pot. Wow, set of fives here for Trish. And she's going to come out and bet right away. I like the bet. She's going to bet weak. She's going to bet 150.
It's a very strange bet.
And Mike is going to call. And Mike is drawing close to dead here. Turn is a 4.
Oh, I got 4 outs.
And the river's a 6, so they're going to chop it up. You know, Mike and Trish used to really bet against each other, but now I guess they're prone to check it down.
Go chop it. I think it pushes it to me.
And they chop it up.
That's okay.
Yeah, I can't believe that Mike didn't just fold. I mean, jeez.
And choose. There's something obviously yes right now.
It's going to be fun. Right, you like Jack.
They're going to chop this one up. Got about 45 minutes left in the show.
If you're with us, we won't look like 3 game
Yeah, all the same.
No, Saturday, Sunday, I'll see if I can do it. So I'll let you know. We'll see you that way.
All right.
It's a good deal.
Live straddle here by Corporation Mike in seat number 4.
Hey, how you doing?
Expensive cigarette for you.
Nice patterns.
Pocket jacks here for Ed. And I think Ed's going to try to play this as a limp re-raise. He limps in from up front.
Hey.
Oh.
Who are you?
Kenny Wynn's going to call with ace jack of diamonds. And Trish is going to raise. She's going to raise with ace 10 of clubs. And is Ed going to pull the limp re-raise?
Let's make it 680.
And there it is. He pulls the limp re-raise. This is a pretty easy fold here for Trish, I think, with ace 10. But she's going to get involved. And is she going to get into trouble if a 10 comes out?
Oh, it's me and Chris.
$1,400 pot here to the flop. 7-8-3 here. Not a great flop for 2 black jacks, but it's a worse flop for Trish. And Ed checks.
Long time.
And Ed is going to induce a little bluff here by Trish.
It's almost a year now.
$400 bet and a call here by Ed. $2,200 pot. The turn's a 9. Trish is now open-ended, and she takes the card. Here we go to the river. Well, the river's a deuce.
That's my favorite. I can't take anyone.
And now he's going to bet.
You catch a deuce?
He's going to bet 800 here. And she is going to call him off with ace high. He's going to win a $3,500 pot with jacks. She called him with ace 10 high. Wow.
You had the ace? Pocket ace?
I'm a little bit confused there. Trish doesn't, I can't really manufacture a hand that Trish can beat there. She can't beat any pair. She can't beat ace king, ace queen, or ace jack. I mean, she would just beat about ace 4, ace 5, something like that. And look who's coming in seat 5.
I thought
There he
I
is.
really thought that she has pocket aces.
That's Alan, sporting the beard.
Zero trade.
Yeah, your nose is growing.
Oh, really?
It is?
Yes, it is.
Oh, yeah. You put it there?
No fear, no fear.
Alan is going to buy in for about 2,000 behind.
Oh, we know you're calling.
Mike is in the big blind here. Kenny Wynn with
That's
ace
right.
queen of spades.
That's
Just
right.
going to limp in here.
That's it.
Plays it so tight. Pocket nines here from Mike H. Going to make it
Who made it?
110. Quick call here by Alex with queen 9 of hearts. You know, you wonder if Kenny Wynn is going to make a limp re-raise here with ace queen of spades. Is he pulling the limp re-raise? There's about $400 in dead money. Let's see what he does out here out of seat 9.
Wow.
And here it comes. Here comes the limp re-raise. Thought that he might set this play up if this hand went down in this manner. And there it is.
Oh, Kenny.
It's going to make it 430 more. And Mike H is not even going to get involved with nines. That's probably going to do it.
3-5 up to.
That's
Yeah, you used to play this year.
That's good.
That's true. It's easier now.
$100, yeah. $110, yeah. $300, yeah. Not $400.
390. Yeah.
Yes.
Button moves over here to seat number 3.
No, sir. 400. No.
Are we gonna go the same sushi we were there?
Yes.
See that one?
Live straddle here by Ed.
We're even gonna eat some sashimi.
You don't like sushi, right? See, I don't like sushi, but he took, but he took it someplace.
Pocket kings here for Ed. Picks it up in the straddle spot.
Only one of them. One of them I don't like.
Trish is going to limp in with king jack. Mike H limps in.
I don't like sushi.
Alex is going to limp in.
It is not like.
And Ed is going to raise it up
It's
here.
not sushi.
No, it's
Going to make it 300 more here with kings. Is Trish going to play with king jack? She does.
called,
And she is in trouble here. Badly dominated. And Alex comes in with a weak ace. Nobody giving credit to Ed, and this pot is quickly 1,100 bucks. Here we go. Queen 8-5 here. Well, Ed's got the nice overpair.
Sushi like here, that's.
And he's going to bet 500, a nice little half pot size bet. Is Alex going to get involved here? He calls. $2,000 pot to the turn. Alex in real trouble. The turn's a 10. And Ed's going to come out and bet again. He bets 1,000 now. I mean, Alex has got to realize there's no fold equity here if he doesn't think he has the best hand.
give it a shot.
It's a $3,000 pot, 1,000 to call.
I've never been there. Sushi Roku, I've been there because it's right
Looks like Ed is kind of comfortable over there.
But they have different places. They have Sushi Roku.
Getting some, maybe drinking some wine, and Alex lays it down. And Ed takes it down.
See what that
River would have been a 3.
maybe I would have made something. Ah.
But Katana is a robotic grill, so it has all the sushi, beautifully prepared by a master sushi chef, and it's also different.
Button moves over here to seat 4.
50 kinds of meat, brains, and veal, and this, that, and
Corporation Mike, yeah, he's just up from the table taking a call and be dealt in.
But this one is wholesale, so tell me. Oh my god, my favorite hand.
You can get
She's coming.
Limp, limp. Well, I'll just talk about sushi, man. I think I might head over there after the show. Grab some tuna sashimi, drink a couple beers, edamames.
Go. Where's he going? No, but
5-way action.
doesn't matter. The more the
Actually, 7-way action. Jack 4 deuce, all hearts.
for you.
Looks like Alex has got ace 8 with the 8 of hearts. It's the highest heart that's out there.
I think I have
not the
something.
ugly redhead stepchild now.
I check.
Checked around. Turns a 3. Mike H is now open-ended. Corporation Mike there, 6'7", has got a gut shot to the 5. Can't really see what Trish has over there in seat 1. She has cards. And the river is a 3.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Trish had ace-9. And Mike H looks like he's going to win it here with pocket 5s as nobody bets. I mean, no one has any part of this. 5s are going to win it. That is unbelievable.
Oh, you got pocket 5s?
All those cards out there, no one hits anything.
Look at how lucky this guy is. Shit, I'm never going to play that.
Oh, you had the nuts on the flop here, right? You should have bet it.
Dimmi di no? Come così, lo tanto
No, sir. Actually, no, sir. Thank you.
Looks like we're going to get a new dealer in the box coming in.
Nice. Wait, half an hour.
Sheila. The beautiful Sheila coming into the box.
Can you call this one?
Sonny Leone, I'm looking at that signature here. Lots of big, wet kisses here. That's what she said. Wet kisses. Big, wet kisses. Right on the back.
She was good.
Of course, then I asked her kisses where. Yes, I did. Raise here by Ed. He's going to raise it up to, looks like 140. He's got pocket 4s. Mo is going to call.
No, he didn't have to.
Oh, you didn't have the
And Mike calls.
Oh, I didn't put the 100 up there?
Why we pick it up? Online.
Three-way action here. About a $420 pot. Ed the pre-flop raiser. Queen 6-6 here. Well, Mo's got a flush draw, but Ed has got the best hand here with 2 pairs, 6s and 4s.
210.
And Ed is going to bet 210 here. You can see that Mo is a favorite with 2 cards to come with overcards and a flush draw.
Are you 60?
The turn is an 8. Mo now picks up a gut shot to the 9.
Can't bet against.
And look at this. Ed checks. With 1 card to come, it's about 50-50. Mo could catch an 8. He could catch a heart, a jack, a 10, or a 9. And Mo is now going to bet.
No, you bet last time, remember?
He's going to bet 700, and that might get it done.
I know, but I'm saying
Oh,
you're
yeah.
betting.
Oh,
No,
I'm
I'm not
sorry.
betting.
Okay,
I'm
I
not
see.
calling because I can
I see that.
See, I assume that Mo is not going to show the bluff there.
I fold the 6.
Ah!
It was close.
I fold the 6.
Rabbit Cam shows 2 of diamonds, so
You can't call.
Mo whiffed. Would have missed. Very rare that you don't have a pair and you're about 50% with 1 card to come against your opponent.
Over there, we're downstairs?
No, that one right there.
Tell me what to do.
A little over a half an hour left in the show. Again, tomorrow we'll probably be doing either a 3 to 5 game or a 200 game. Probably 3 to 5. Boy, Chris Mills, what a good interview he was. Looking forward to having him back.
Well, we've been there.
Seems like he wants to get into poker more seriously, obviously.
Yeah, I haven't had a good hand like, an hour and a half, so feel free to break that streak.
Mike is going to raise it up here, 7-8 of spades, and Ed calls at 8-10. Well, Ed's outflop Mike. Mike is going to come out and bet, and I'm sure Ed isn't going to go anywhere.
120, make it 420.
$120 bet here. Ed immediately raises, and Mike is out of there. Again, we had real fireworks in the first half an hour of the show. It's kind of cooled down since then.
You have a pair yet, Ed?
Yes, I did.
It was also interesting that Sonny Leone's favorite game of poker kind of shared with our buddy Jive Dadson out there in internet land. 5-card draw.
Not second time, they're gonna ask you. They're gonna ask you all the time.
And, you know, the other thing, too, I was looking, when I went back and actually did a little bit more research on her, she's Indian.
It's not 1 or 2 times.
Limped around here.
Why?
Queen 5-6 on the flop.
Check.
I went home and did a little more research.
130.
Eric's going to bet 130 here with a pair of sixes. Mike is going to call. He's got the bottom end of an open-ended straight draw here. And Alan here, he is going to overcall with top pair, and Ed calls as well with ace-4. Ed only has ace-high. The turn is an 8. Alan still looks to have the best hand here, open-ended, actually with middle pair, and it gets checked around. Over $1,000 pot, and the river is an ace, and somehow Ed is going to win this hand. That is unbelievable.
100.
Ed's going to bet 100 here. Mike is like, what? And is Alan going to pay him off? No, he does not even pay him off for 100.
That's one of the $600 pot. Yeah.
Shows the ace.
You could beat a 4? You are both.
ace-4?
Yes, I had ace-4.
Well, I couldn't beat the
Thank you.
We can, make a new rule that you have an option of the opposing player's card. You could say only this card plays.
Okay, how about we bid for the opposing player's card? I'll give you $300 for winning cards.
Very complicated, I'm sorry.
I'm confused just thinking about it.
160.
Silo. Oh, yeah, he's
Looks like Trish is moving over to seat 2. Mike H is leaving the game.
yeah, the guy was he lost.
And I think that seat 5 actually came back to the game. The guy, what was his name? Chris. And then Alan was sitting in his seat, so they're going to give that seat back to Chris.
5 players.
Limped around here 5 ways.
I'm okay. Even I
Ace,
go down.
7 deuce on the flop.
Every day up and down. One day down, one day up.
Checked around, turns an 8.
Yeah, this is the first time.
And Kenny Wynn's going to come out and bet here with a pair of 7s. Going to bet 70. Mike actually has the best hand here, and he's going to call Kenny. Well, maybe he's trying to figure out if, maybe Kenny, he's going to get a free showdown here. Maybe Kenny wouldn't bet a river free a weak ace here. Here we go to the river. Kenny needs some help. River's an ace. Well, that's probably going to get Mike to continue to call even more. But Kenny looks like he's going to try to take another little stab at it. He's going to bet about 200 here. I don't think Mike's going anywhere. Well, 120. Kind of a little call me bet here. Is Mike going to lay this down, fearing trip aces?
In the chips here.
Yeah.
He makes the call. And Mike's going to win it there with the 8.
Sir, only because this is online, whoever gets up from the table 10 minutes, we sell the seat. We don't want to half an hour, it's going to be empty. But there is half an hour. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, again.
Seat 1's going to buy the button.
And Alex has moved over here to seat 1. Alex and Trish have swapped seats. And Alex is going to buy the button.
She's on table 39.
Chris is going to Trish is actually going to rebuy for 5,000 more.
She's on table 39, right by the steps.
Fold it around here to Alex, who bought the button, and he will take his money back.
I'm not going to be able to sleep for a week, though. I'm sorry.
No, you guys may be out. I mean, you guys are playing downstairs, I'm upstairs, and open money.
Sure.
And then,
I love getting
right,
Thank you.
yeah, where was this mess up?
Well, what I'd like to do,
You gotta be out.
I have a few friends who go down and play like the 1-2 with the garage and just golf, all in.
Every hand? Yeah, just like have a real fucking screw up with this. Yeah, we could have $100 bucks.
did that with Kelsey and Gus one time.
Oh, he's got a plan, man.
And I did it here with George.
Yeah, for
Six-way action here.
I heard.
No, the 40 game.
Ace 5-7 with a couple of hearts. Well, Alex is open-ended here on the button. He takes the card. Turn is a king. It's a third heart.
100.
And Mike is going to throw a $100 bet out here with a gut shot to the jack. Well, Alex is going to call. Again, I mean, there are 3 hearts out there. You wonder, can he be comfortable if another heart comes that completes a straight? Well, the river's a 3, and Alex is totally whiffed, and so is Mike. So Mike is going to be forced to think to put out what he thinks is a bluff here, but neither player has anything. $280 bet there by Mike, and he takes it down. And again, you talk about that little tell. He shows the bluff. Sometimes he doesn't show his good hands, but he will show his bluffs. Pot moves to seat 3 to Trish.
Did I say, did he go to rob a liquor store? I swear to God, I said, did he go rob a liquor store?
Because he laid, he said, what, where is it?
Yeah, just Bombay J's 7-Eleven's going to be a little short. There was 2 hands, Jack, and Jack, 7. Yeah, you know the hand when you got up and hit me in the neck? The flop was Jack 7.
Limping here by Kenny Wynn, limp by seat number 2. We need to see his cards in seat 2. Trish is going to raise it. We need to see her cards. Well, she's got ace jack. And seat number 2's got 7-5 offsuit. That's Chris.
Honor.
I told you, that's why I'm here.
Oh, yeah.
And Chris is behind $6,800. We are not going to see a flop here. You know, it was interesting. I saw in 2+2 a couple of days ago. Since everybody who is listening to me now is obviously an archived subscriber, you know, there's a little discussion about maybe starting some sort of thread or some sort of directory of what are the best episodes in the archives that you know, people might not have seen that hopped onto the show, you know, maybe after the first couple months or after the first year or so.
The game he had, Mike?
And I have my own thoughts on those.
Did you see the one after Mike? The ball hit? Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
Mo's going to make a little stop raise here at 80 with 6-7 suited. Kenny calls him. Ace 5 of clubs. Interesting.
The guy who made it, he had to describe Mike to him. A ball tip.
Yeah.
In his game.
Yeah,
In his
online,
game he made.
on the online.
He made a ball hit a guy with Mike, and he lost a pot. A pocket.
Oh,
Flipped the table.
He got problem with his money.
Yeah, and then just, I mean, it was, the character was
80's the bet.
just kind of funny. It's just an online site.
Is Ed going to call here with 8-3 offsuit? He does.
Online company.
So $240 pot here going to the flop. Mo, the little raiser here pre-flop. Queen 3 king. Well, Kenny Wynn's got the nut clubs. I guess that's what you're looking for to flop there if you're going to call raise with ace 5 of clubs. Never actually ever seen Kenny call a raise with ace 5 of clubs. And Mo's going to bet out here. Let's see how Kenny's going to play it. I got to tell you, with his image, he might be able to raise here and get Mo to possibly lay down something as strong as ace queen, maybe even something like king jack.
From orange, by the time they come down here.
And Kenny is going to raise, and that is easily going to get it done. I assume that Ed is not going to overcall here with bottom pair.
Please. Grilled, preferably.
Ed's out, and so is Mo.
I should have paid.
Kenny Wynn takes it down there with the semi-bluff.
Oh, boy, my God, I should have.
That's not the river, yeah.
He was looking at the ocean.
I had the ocean here.
Hey, you want some more?
Yes, I
Oh
want
my
some.
God, you want some more?
Will you do me, please? Oh,
Okay, we'll have to wait though.
God, these guys can't get enough of massages. I mean, Barry Woods gets a table massage every day. Then he gets Tuck's wife to drive over to West Hills.
Market? No.
know, for another like 5 hours a week.
If he hits you the first time and you don't want him, he takes the first time.
Limped around here.
Sometimes he do something, he hurts the player.
He tells you
and
that's
the player-
okay.
And he says, yeah, this is okay, you don't know.
Yeah, you don't know.
You don't understand.
You don't understand. It's supposed to hurt.
Yeah, it's better if it hurts.
Deuce, deuce, 8 here on the flop. Looks like pocket 6 is in the lead here for Mike and seat 4. Kind of the kinder, gentler Mike. Hasn't been doing that much pre-flop raising. Ed is going to, actually, Ed's in the lead here with an 8. He leads out and Mike calls.
You really have pocket sixes?
Turns a 9. Ed now has 2 pair, as does Mike, but Ed has got basically what is top 2 pair, and he bets again. I think it's time for Mike to dump now. $100 bet here, but Mike calls again. Mike needs a 6 here, and the river's an 8, and Ed fills up top-wise. He's got 8s full of 9s, and he bets again. He bets 200 here, and Mike is going to call him the whole way. Full house. Ed's got 8s full of 9s. What a nice hand he made at the end.
How come you didn't raise?
There's nothing like having a full house when on a double paired board, but where your kicker
From now on,
pairs the top card on board so that you beat any other 8. Obviously 8-9 there beats any other 8. The only hand you're worried about there with 8-9 is 4 deuces or 9s full.
next time, 10-8.
Oh, it's okay. Why? What noise? You're irritated?
Pocket 10s here for Barry Woods in the small blind. Hasn't played that many hands so far tonight.
Okay.
Mike is going to limp in. Ed's going to limp in, and I assume Barry might raise it up here. No, just a limp here.
Let's go.
Again, kind of the kinder, gentler Barry Woods. Does not raise. 5-way action. King 4-8 here. Well, Mo's got top pair. Kenny actually's got the best hand with King Jack. He's going to come out and bet.
70?
Going to bet 70. Mike is going to call with a gut shot to the 5 and a backdoor spade draw.
Why are you bluffing?
This should be an easy fold for Barry Woods if he played pocket 10s in this manner. The board is King 4-8.
I'm gonna bet. I'm sorry.
No, you go to that. You're not gonna play. It's not your card. You are?
I don't know what Barry thinks he's doing here. I mean, if you're going to limp in with 10s in this manner, he's going to check raise with 10s. Wow. The funny thing is he actually might get 2 players off of kings. But I always ask about Barry, does he think he's doing it with the best hand here? Or is he trying to put somebody with the king with a test?
Oh, yeah.
And he gets the kings out of there.
Yes.
But Mike is going to call with it. Mike actually, excuse me, he's got middle pair. He does not have... And look at this, he turns 2 pair. He didn't have a gut shot, he had middle pair. But Barry doesn't have a king. And it is a third... It actually is not a third club, it's the king of spades out there. 8-4 king with the king of spades. Turn is a 7 of clubs, and Barry bets here again. He bets 420. And Mike calls. And the river here is a 5. Wow. So 8-4 king, 7-5 with 2 clubs. And Barry looks like he is going to bet again here.
7?
He's going to bet 700. And Mike is going to call. Mike is going to call.
10.
And 2 pair is going to take it down.
I had 6 and 9, and I thought it's far-fetched to wish for a 7 and a 5.
But moves over here to Barry. So Mike, ended up turning 2 pair there, but he had to play it almost defensively as a bet and a call. 1-liner to a straight. Never raised. Didn't raise the turn, didn't raise the river. Won it there with 2 pair.
Hey, Mr. Wayne, how you doing?
You got a king joke?
This is my...
130?
Ed's going to make it 130 to go here. Pocket jacks. Barry is going to call with king 6 suited. You wonder if Barry is a little bit upset. I just don't understand how you lose pocket 10s. If you're going to limp into the small blind with last hand like that, how do you lose that much with pocket 10s? 6-way action here. $700 pot.
Jack 7.
Oh, finally.
Queen 3-3 here. Oh, Alan in seat 5 has got the best hand. And he's going to bet. He's going to bet 300.
100, 300.
And Ed quickly calls. Alan's in great shape here. Now, Alex has got a club draw there from seat 1. And he's going to play it as a check raise, trying to represent a 3. Now, will he get by both players? Will he get by Alan and Ed here? Alan's got to worry about what Ed has behind him. I've seen Alex make this play. Is Alan going to commit all his chips here? Remember, the pot was limped around. Alan can't even beat a real queen here. He gets away from it. Now the question is Ed going to get away from it? Alex actually has a overcard with his club draw, but Ed looks to be about a 60-40 favorite here if he makes this call. It's a check raise to about 1,500, and Ed makes the call, and this pot is going to be about $5,000. You can look at the look of disgust there by Alex. And Ed does not do deals. He's asking.
What do you want to do?
2 times or 3 times? You're asking for the deal, right? Yeah, 2 or 3 times. It's up to you guys.
2 times? 2 times?
Ed usually does not do deals here. I'm surprised. Well, and Alan mucked the best hand. Wow, and Alan would have filled up. Rivers an 8. Ed wins the first one. Well, there's a king. Ed needs a jack here. Alex wins the second one. Turns at 10. Rivers a 9. Ed's going to win 2/3 of that entire pot. Yeah, they're going to put the entire pot together, and it is 2/3 of the entire pot goes to Ed. I'm surprised because Ed does not normally run deals. And Alan obviously is upset. But can you really blame Alan, though, for laying queen 10 down there?
Oh, we owe you 100.
Even with the deal, I think you win.
I would make a deal. There will be no deal. He's not all in. There will be no deal.
That's right. That's right. You're right.
And if I know
Yeah.
if I know he's lost, there is no way I'm going to make a deal.
Yeah.
I'm not going to make a deal on the draw.
What is
Bud moves over here to Mo in seat 8. And Ed is just on an absolute tear. Going to get a final chip count here in about a few minutes, 5 minutes or so. See how he has done. Mike has been a little bit quiet tonight. Barry, remember that first half an hour, real fireworks.
Yeah. The wine did me in, but I shall wait for a good food.
Mahi comes.
Mahi.
Shoulder spit on it.
If it's cheese, okay.
5 players.
Limped around here 5 ways.
Sit on it.
Queen 8-5
Oh, I
rainbow.
have the nuts.
Barry's got the best hand here over in the cutoff with Queen 10. And Ed's going to throw
50.
a little $50 bet out there. What, a half pot size bet. Barry's just going to call. Now, can he win here? He's got a middle pair, backdoor hearts. Is he going to take one off and maybe try to catch 2 pair? He makes the call.
I'm going king 6.
Remember, that type of 2 pair, if he catches a 9,
Yes. King 6.
you don't necessarily put somebody on Queen 9. I wouldn't chase with Jack 8 or Ace 8 because you could easily lose to 2 pair, but 8-9 not bad. Turn is an ace of clubs. He checks.
Next time.
Is Ed going to fire again? Ed bets 90, and now it's kind of another little weakish bet here. And is Barry even going to get involved now?
Rich, you still got the 3 5s, right? And Mike's got the queen 9s. I've got
He's not going to get involved. And I know that's not a bad lay down there from Barry at all. But you tell you, Kenny Wynn is going to continue to call. He thinks he might have the best hand here.
3-5, yes, sir.
And the Rivers is 7.
One's got king 6 in it.
I'm gonna hit it from next time.
And does Kenny think he needs to bluff here? He's going to check. Is Ed going to think he needs to bet? And Ed's going to bet again. And now, you know, the funny thing here is that if I was in Kenny's spot and Ed bet the river, wow, well, Kenny calls. You know, you wonder if my 8 would have been good if Ed continued to bet there. And look at Barry. He's upset because he marked the best hand over there in seat number 7. I think he said, F you, Ed. In classic Barry Woods fashion.
Barry couldn't have the balls to go 100.
Oh, Ed's ripping him, too.
Good man. I think you're the only... Are you Vietnamese?
Yeah.
Yeah, Vietnamese normally have small balls. You have a good size ball.
And you've taken this from personal experience? You like to have a survey, a PowerPoint presentation with them?
No,
Pie chart?
no, I was there in 1971. I have a first-hand experience, yes.
You went around with the bathhouses to check them out?
Yes. Like you.
Yeah, they have small balls, but huge. Yeah.
You know, that's funny. Barry said, hey, Ed, do you have some personal experience with the Vietnamese? And Ed said, yeah, I was there in 1971. That should shut Barry up real quick. Limped around here 3 ways. Ace, deuce, queen here. Well, Trisha's got top 2.
Look at the ace.
Ace deuce, huh? That's sick.
And Trisha's going to bet top 2. 50. Is Chris going to get involved here with queen 7?
Alan, I lost 900.
Nope, not going to get involved.
I changed my pair. My pair is coming over. I could get even now.
14.
Got a little under 10 minutes left in the show. Again, tomorrow night, probably 300 to 500, no limit hold'em. I'll be in here again on a solo mission. Unless I can grab another cute girl in here or something like that. Get a Nicole. Jennifer was in the booth here last week. Too many guys. Too many guy guest commentators, you know.
Oh my goodness. What a hand. Yeah.
I know what he's going to do.
I'm throwing $20. I want my fair share.
Limped around here 5 ways.
3-7. Come on, Sheila.
6, 5, 6. And Ed's got trip 6s. Now, Alex has got diamonds and overcards here on the button. How is Ed going to come out and bet here?
Yeah.
I'd love to see Ed come and bet this.
Now you're only down like about 10,000.
Where is the action?
We don't care.
It's up to me.
It's up to Ed.
Yeah, we're all taking now.
And Ed is going to bet. I love the bet.
60.
He's going to bet 60. Now, Kenny Wynn has got pocket 4s. He calls. Alex just calls, and Chris overcalls here with a 5. The turn's a queen.
Thank you.
So now Alex picks up top
saying
pair with
thank
his
you.
Oh,
diamonds.
because if he wasn't in, you wouldn't have had
That's
it.
right.
And Ed bets again. He bets 200 now. Kenny is on it there, and let's see what Alex is going to do here. He calls again.
No, what
The jack of diamonds is no good here for Alex.
She said, look at this.
Oh, the river's a king of diamonds, and is Ed going to go bust here? And Ed bets again. He bets 500. Alex is short, and I think he's going to double him through. Looks like what amounts to pretty much just a mini raise here. It's about what is it, about 1,000 more? 800 more, and Alex is going to double through. He's going to double through here with the flush. About a $3,000 pot.
Thank you.
Alex takes it down. Button moves over here to seat 2 to Chris. Haven't really seen Alan play that much since he's hopped onto the table. Pocket aces here on the button for Chris. And Corporation Mike's got ace 10 in the blind. He's probably not going anywhere. Limp, limp. Limped around. Let's see how much Chris is going to make it on the button.
Raise 250.
Going to make it 250 to go here with 2 aces, pocket rockets. And Mike does not get involved in the big blind with ace-10 offsuit. You know, I got to tell you, Mike's improving his game the more and more I watch him. Eddie's going to call with queen-6 offsuit. That's going to bring Moen with pocket fours. $750 pot going three ways. Chris, the pre-flop raiser. Well, Jack, deuce, deuce here. That's probably going to... I assume that Mo's not going to get involved here. Wow, $1,200 bet here. That is a big bet with an overpair. Chris is going to take it down. Only really can get mixed up with a hand that has you beat there. And looks like we're going to get the final chip count of the night. Here it is. Ed with 14,000 ruling the table. Barry with 13,000. About 70,000 on the table. Let's take a look at the final standings for the night. Ed up 9,000. Barry up 6,500. He's kind of wheeled his chip stack away. Trish, the big loser, at 4,400. Again, you know, I think Barry misplayed two hands tonight. The hand against Mike, which was pretty much the first hand of the night. And how do you lose that much money with pocket tens?
I lost $1,900 on the fair game. I changed it. Then after I changed it, 3-4 times. Boom, boom, boom. King 6. Oh, everybody but Mo.
He got 2 sixes, too.
What's the card set?
8-way action here, limped around. $160 pot. Queen 10-8 with a couple of spades. We got Queen 10 over there for Trish on the button. She's got top 2.
Oh my.
Now Mike has got a low dry flush draw in seat 4. And Ed is going to come out and bet here with bottom pair. He bets 200. Alex is going to call. Alex has got a straight draw. A call here by Chris, and Trish is going to need to raise, and she does.
I know you do.
Trish is going to raise it up here. Looks like maybe, what is it, 800 more? 600 more here on the button. So, and look at this. Ed is going to call here with 8-3. He's going to need to catch the case ace here. And Alex overcalls. Wow. This pot is quickly $3,000, and the turn is a 10, and Trish fills up. Trish is filled up here. I still think you bet a little bit here. The pot is $3,000. I put $800 out here. Bet them into their draws, and it looks like she is going to bet a little bit. How much is she going to bet?
1,000.
She's going to bet 1,000. Again, that's only a 1/3 pot size bet. It's definitely a weak bet. We're dealing with deep stack poker. You want to build that pot up so that Ed will call. That's a great bet by Trish, dealing with Ed, who is deep stack. There's no way you can check that turn if you think Ed has a queen. Absolutely no way. I love this bet by Trish. And Ed is going to call with bottom pair. And this pot is 5,000. Ed is drawing dead. And the river is a 3. He makes 2 pair, but he had 2 pair anyways. The 3 is inconsequential. Now, it's a $5,000 pot. I think, did she got a stack of white there? I think she can probably bet at least $1,500 to $2,000. How about a $1,500 to $2,000 bet into a $5,000 pot?
25.
Well, she's going to bet 25 here. I think, now obviously, I am somewhat jaded by the fact that I can see the cards, and I say $1,500 bet because I know Ed only has a 3. But if Trish thinks that Ed has a queen, and if she thinks that Ed might have gotten there with a flush now, you know, it's not a bad bet here. The pot is $7,500, $2,500 to call. All Ed has is a pair of 8s. He's got 10s and 8s with a kicker that doesn't play. It's a $7,500 pot, $2,500 for Ed to call, and Trish has built herself. She's played this pot like a pro, I got to say. And if she gets called here, she has absolutely maximized her value on this hand. Well, she's not going to get a call. But again, how can Ed possibly call there with 8-3? If Ed had a queen, maybe he calls. I just cannot stress the fact that Trish is deep stacked, Ed is deep stacked. There's no way that she can afford to check the turn there when she fills up in position. Absolutely no way. You've got to, if you want to be good in no-limit hold'em cash games, you have got to play big pots with your monster hands. And that is what she did. Last hand of the night here. Final post on 2+2 by Baron Vanger Toth. He says, Bart, can you say hello to my mother? Hello, Lorene. I hear Lorene is my biggest fan. Mike is going to raise it up here to 100. Allen calls with his same hand in the small blind. 10-8-8 here. Well, both players have missed. Mike is going to continuation that, and that's probably going to get it done here, unless Allen just feels like he's going to take one off. And that is going to do it for us tonight. Thank you all for joining me and joining Chris Mills. I think he did a very good job in here for a first time. Wasn't intimidated by all these lights and cameras. Looks like he wants to really get into poker more seriously. And we'll probably see more of him and his buddy Kevin Hart in the near future here on the show. So I'm Bart Hanson for everybody here at Live at the Bike. We'll see you tomorrow. Good night.